Great.
Welcome, everyone. Back to the Shattered Isles. Last we left off, our intrepid adventurers went on solo missions together, but separate.
They were both on missions. One was on a personal mission, and the other one was on a mission for the crew.
And one was on a mission from God.
No.
Princess Violet.
And so let's start off by talking about the priority mission, where Maria and Thomas have been palling it up, dashing around Spindelhaven.
The best of friends.
The best of friends, having heart-to-heart talks about boys.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. It's pretty much like a sleepover, but walking and not sleeping, and not in our pajamas.
And constantly watching out so you don't get mugged. Like.
Yeah. So not a sleepover.
Have you actually, I know John was attempted mugging. Was you attempted mugging? Because that's got to happen at least twice.
I mean,
Well, it already kind of happened, but then Thomas showed off some magic, and they were like, no! Speaking of which, I need to grab my hat.
Yeah. And then
I need to have
Thomas
that.
is wearing the hat, and so everybody knows what exactly he is. My favorite part about this wearing the hat thing is that all it does was remind me of the Unseen University for like wizards wear.
My hair's just doing its own thing today.
Thanks, Terry.
Cannot be controlled.
Excellent. Well, it's perfect. Any way your hair is perfect.
Aw, thanks.
You're welcome. So the two of them, Maria and Thomas, have been working their way up the spindle. They helped somebody not die when they were trying to skip the line, and
Yeah, you saved somebody.
Yeah.
They were going to hook that poor person with, what was it? Crossbows with
Yep.
ropes attached. And we're gonna
I like how this is crossbow for you. I got you, I got it, I get it.
Yes, they were gonna hook him with crossbows, reel him in, and probably kill him. But you saved the day, and
I'm a hero.
Of your wonderful magical prowess, they decided to allow you and Maria to cut the line anyway and head straight into the upper spire.
Yep, sorry. Yes.
Where you and she are going to a perfumery, a fancy perfumery called the Effervescent, where you are hoping to sell off the premium lapis baelina, aka whalestones, aka ambergris, aka ambergris, depending on whether or not you're from Marseille.
Ambergris. I'm from Marseille, so
Exactly.
And
you have to say it with more disdain. Like
ambergris. I mean, if I was really doing Thomas well, I'd be swallowing my R's constantly because it's French.
Yes.
But no.
And you had arrived at the perfumers, and we left last game session with you walking in, seeing the array, and making eye contact with one of the floor workers, a seconder.
I already did that. I spoke with her, and then the guy came by and checked it out and was like, "This is good." Or no, wait, that was before. I got you. I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
Wholesale.
I'll shut up.
And the tester for that was impressed with the lesser materials that you all were going to provide to the wholesaler. Meanwhile, you're taking the good stuff up to the real fancy perfumeries and trying to sell it off to at a good price. Let's see. What else? Then we were following John as Kodrog.
Yup.
You've been having some adventures. You found a drug dealer. You got some snake oil.
I did. It's an investment. And I went and met my my contact. what was his name? Which notes did I write it in?
My hat.
But he like was in the VIP lounge.
Yeah, Jonas Sparks.
Jonas Sparks, that's it. Oh, yep, it was down here at the
Yeah,
bottom.
the band member.
Yeah.
I swear that's a band member somewhere. I know
Yeah,
that
the Filthy
name.
Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So yeah, I got some dirt on somebody else that I need to track down. And yeah, I was gonna make an appointment on the way out. Or keep an appointment on the way out.
Keep an appointment on the way out.
Yes.
And now I remember that because I said we'll probably be picking up next game session after that
appointment with Darbadrell.
Yes.
Oh, I never got her name. I'm glad that I got it now.
Dardrabel. Sorry, Dardrabel.
Dardrabel.
Yes.
Also, did you buy Arthur his ale yet?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
first thing that I picked up.
Oh, okay.
Well, the second thing that I picked up. First was the snake oil.
Yeah. First was the lady.
Oh, so, okay. So third thing I picked up. was the-
Priorities.
Fourth thing you picked up because you got information.
It was taken care of. That's the important part.
Yeah, the important
Took
thing
care
is that you
of
have it.
Yep.
Are you sending the booze
Oh, there
back?
he is. Sorry, I got excited. My dog's here. I was wondering
Oh.
where he was.
Or are
So
you taking it with you to wherever you're going next?
well, so I need to like time check. How long was I allowed shore leave, and how much time do I have left?
They had planned to be on shore for 3 days here in Spindelhaven for at least 3 days.
Right, but the
To
rotating
check
through.
and the check-in is every 8 hours,
Mhm.
and to figure out how things are going.
Yeah, so you guys are first shift?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's been probably about 2 to 3 hours, maybe. Probably not 3 hours, but like a decent amount of time has passed.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I mean, I don't think that 3 hours would be like too much because Spindlehaven is huge, right?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Also, I feel like they would have given us, or at least given Thomas more time, because I'm sure that business process is going to be long and
Yes.
You
obnoxious.
do not have an 8-hour check-in period.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because you are actually on the job.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If I was a rogue, I would. No offense, Kodrog, but I'd get drunk.
Kodrog's not a rogue. Kodrog is a dwarven sailor.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah, well, which is
Tell that
not.
to his 2 knives that he throws. He's a rogue.
He must be because he has more than 2, and you've only been aware of 2.
Mm.
Yep. So, man, I think that. Oh, wait. Are we starting with me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Segue into that.
Sweet. So yeah, since I've got a few hours left, I think I'm going to, like acquaint myself with the favorite haunts of this Kloss and Hammerhorn, who I'm going to be trying to find.
All right. So the first haunt on your list that you want to swing by and check out.
So just judging by the names, the Ticklish Pearl sounds like where I would go for some companionship.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or selling jewelry.
Yeah. Oh. And then the ever-emptying wallet sounds like a place where I might be able to win and lose some money.
Yes.
So
Get drunk.
I'm gonna head there first.
Excellent.
The ever emptying wallet.
Also, I'd like to point out that if it is a jewelry store, this Ticklish Pearl, they probably get a lot of drunken people, and they're like, no, down the road. Like, oh, and he's gone.
Who's gone?
My dog.
Oh.
I like looked over my shoulder and he was there, and then I like looked over and he was gone, and I was like, well, all right.
There you go.
Ghost butt.
Yep, pretty much. I like didn't see him walk off at all either, so
If it's the name that I'm supposed to have gotten, I already got one.
You do?
I did.
Maybe they'll have a better one.
Oh, well, all right, we'll see. Because
I mean, you can get another one for, I don't know, something.
we'll see what the stream has to provide. What does the stream provide us to us? Speak unto us, brothers and sisters out there in the great wide world, and tell us what name we should give upon this dwarven comrade.
I like how you started going out with, like, giving a speech to your war veterans, and then went straight to Southern Pastor. Like,
Oh. Does this name need to be gendered?
No,
No,
Excellent.
makes it better that
you
way.
got one. Get one. If not, Max apparently has one. So,
Whisker Shank Muzzle Mugsle.
McGuzzle.
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 Whisker
Alright.
Shank
McGuzzle.
McGuzzle.
Muguzzle.
That wins. I gotta write this.
Whisker Shanks. I do
Definitely.
like that, but I kind of want it to be a Hessian.
McGuzzle.
McGuzzle. McGuzzle.
Like from one of the like stranger iron homes that's out in the far reaches a lot. They have really strange naming conventions.
Yeah.
We make
Oh.
our brew and then we distill it. What do you make it out of? Well, we make it out of stuff we find.
Yeah. A redneck dwarf. I love it. The McGuzzle clang.
Oh my god.
My auntie's brew was one of the best. What'd she make it out of? Toenails.
Oh.
Drifts, man.
Void alligators.
Void gators.
Void gators.
Gators and
They float around.
Swamp nectar.
Swamp nectar.
I love that.
Oh, Thomas would hate this place.
I would imagine whatever swamp nectar makes is the same stuff as what John was having us try not too long ago. That swamp juice.
Delicious. Good for you. I'm glad I'm not
Wait.
there.
Swamp
The
juice.
bog water, the bog.
Oh, the scotch. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good though.
Ooh.
Goes down
Ooh.
smooth and chunky.
Not the best, but the best.
The best.
Best.
All right.
Can that be a slogan on a Southerner's like ale? Please, a company take that.
Yeah, that's some free PR there for you people.
Yeah,
Right.
it's genius.
Do you want to do a description?
Ooh. So we're going to the ever emptying wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You go there expecting to find a gambling hall. As you approach, there are sounds coming out of, I guess, the opening. You see that the opening is made of strips of cloth weighted down by grindstones at the bottom. You push them aside, the stones kind of clink together a little bit as you pass through. Not like beaded curtain clinking, but just as if you're announcing your presence to someone, anyone.
Yeah.
And instead of seeing tables of gambling and cards and dice, you see instead these low sitting floors with pillows, which you can only assume must be weighted down or like connected via grindstone plating to the floor, just like sprawled everywhere. Everything is weighted down. Even the carpet, there's carpet in here, and it is just thick, and it smells of smoke. You see that there are essentially what would be described as hookahs at these low sitting tables. You see people that are lounging on the pillows with big, like, long pipes in their hands that are kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of spacing out. Their hand just kind of goes around and then they find the end of the pipe after a few seconds of missing their face, you know.
Okay.
You do see in the back that there is a few tables of, you know, what you are assumed to be some sort of gambling going on. But the most of the ever emptying wallet looks to be a drug den with a lot of dwarves.
All high as fuck.
Oh man.
There's only
Okay.
a few drugs that it's commonly known that dwarves would partake in, and the vast majority of them are things that are poisonous to other races, like uningestible
Right.
metals,
Oh.
specific
Okay.
kinds of stonework, but metals are the top tier. Crystals can be used too, but for the most part, those are like low ends, just quick pick-me-ups to a dwarf. The high-end stuff, especially what you've been able to get your hands on very recently, is worth a fortune to the right kind of dwarves.
Sell it back to people. Sorry, I'm dying.
Okay.
Imagine an opium den.
Yeah. That's the vibe that I was getting.
A dwarven opium den.
So, of the, like, can I identify what the prevailing drug of choice is in the room?
From where you're at, you can see that they are mostly, there's mostly smokable items, but you do see, at least, how far into the room are you going right now?
Oh, I'm
you
not
walking
gonna
in?
linger. Yeah, I'm not gonna linger in the doorway. I'm gonna walk in and
Okay.
slowly weave my way back closer to the tables to see if it really is gambling going on back there.
Okay, so you pass by, you see what, definitely the smokers. You see that there are several tables that have like polished silvered grindstone that people are cutting tiny slivers of pure metal. You see silver, you see gold. You think you might see platinum, but that's like, why would anybody smoke platinum? You can get your same kind of fix on gold easier, but maybe if they have a lot of money to spend at the ever emptying wallet, they might partake. And how they partake in the slivers is actually, they don't smoke them. They take the sliver of metal and they put it underneath their tongue. They put it on their tongue first and they tuck it underneath their tongue so they can savor the flavor and let the metal just melt into their...
Or
I have a
whatever it
question.
does.
Or whatever
I have a
it does. Yes.
Is this common knowledge that dwarves, their drugs are all metals based?
You
Like
know,
crystals?
I'm going to say if you have knowledge of the dwarven culture, then it's a good possibility. But if you're an outsider who's lived on a farmstead in the prairie, and no,
Yeah, and if you're, if you've spent your life not really dealing with dwarves, then it's likely that you don't understand. You know that dwarves prize like metals and stuff, but you may not know what they are used for other than crafting purposes.
or
Yeah.
currency.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, you're privileged to some of the inner workings of the Druidic Society that Kodrog isn't because of your time with the Druids.
Yeah.
That kind of
What do they smoke?
thing. They build mounds of clay, and then they gather a bunch of herbs and whatnot that get them pretty much high and help them get their ancestral spirit groove on.
Would
then
this
they-
harm Thomas if he participated?
Harm, no. Enlighten, yes.
And, yep, Thomas probably has some great stories then.
And the things that they're smoking, John, you recognize it pretty well as cinnabar. That's pretty much very toxic to any other race as far as ingesting it goes. But it seems
Wow.
that dwarven constitution keeps you all very, very stout. It's a nice drug. you can get hooked on it, and then maybe it's not so nice afterwards.
Yeah, but I mean, there are cleaner highs than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my snake oil, dragon's blood, snake oil.
I
Sorry,
bet that exists.
I was
bet
having
that's the
flashbacks
truth.
to walking into Total Wine.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Do I see any any dwarves with black gut length braided beards and rosy cheeks, who are stout and short?
Perception. Sorry,
Yes.
awareness test.
Awareness.
Yeah. Gonna see
Okay, and it's 3d6, right?
What are you doing?
There's a
Okay.
mute button back here I want to take
Ooh.
advantage of.
Okay.
Okay, so I rolled 6 against a 14.
Yeah, no. At this point in time, you're definitely scanning the crowd, looking about everyone. No, you don't see anyone that you feel well matches. Or there are, like that guy's got rosy cheeks, or that guy has a black beard, but that guy's definitely looking at you. And you do make eye contact with a dwarf amongst the crowd, and then as you continue scanning, you look back and he has continued to make eye contact and drift in your direction. Yeah, just give us a description for him.
Okay, so this dwarf, it has ruddy blonde hair. It's somewhat disheveled, kind of like smoothed back a little bit, but not braided. His beard is also a bit scraggly. His beard is a darker shade of blonde, and it looks maybe that he may not have been taking care of it very well. It doesn't look like he's trimmed it or shaped it in a while. He's just letting it like free grow.
Got a bit of knots in it.
Might have some knots where there used to be braids that he didn't brush out after a while,
Okay.
He is a little bit shorter than you. Not by much, but a little bit. It looks like he used to be quite stocky, but now he's kind of like a little slumped a bit. He gets closer to you and he smiles this big smile and missing a few teeth, but like a very big welcoming grin. And his eyes are dilated like anime eyes.
So I wouldn't have like stopped and stood still. I would have continued into the place and like maybe just like checked to see if he was still coming at me.
Yes.
Pushing
Okay.
off somebody else or a table to continue floating in your direction. Calling out.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh, if he's calling out. Oh god.
Hey!
You can always do that thing where you go, I don't know you. I don't know you.
Okay, so yeah, I'll stop at a point where I'm not like next to anybody who's laying down smoking cinnabar.
Okay.
I don't want to crowd anybody's high space float zone.
The thin-toothed dwarf, smiling from ear to ear, gets pretty close, grabs a hold of a pillar to stop and says, "Oh, Whisker Shanks! Oh, man, it's so good to see you again!"
Is he coming near me?
Yeah, he's near you. He's like a few feet away.
But like, is he like coming towards me like he wants to embrace or anything?
No, like I said, he grabs a hold of a pillar and stops
Okay.
nearby.
Okay. So I'll just like, I'm just gonna deadpan at him. You've got the wrong person.
I haven't seen you since 3 years ago, man. Don't
No.
you recognize me?
No, friend, I promise we've never met before.
Oh, no. We did. We worked together on the boat with the captain.
Look, friend, I don't want any trouble.
That's when I had a job.
Well, I hope you find one again. I'm not your friend.
I know where it's at. It's just when I show up there, somebody else has it. They're doing it for me. Whisker Shanks, man.
I'm not Whisker Shanks. I don't know that name.
Go. How's the captain doing?
My captain is not your captain.
Oh man.
Why don't you
so
take
good
a,
to hear.
Why don't you relax, man? Why don't you just go back there and sit down and enjoy yourself? I'm sure Whisker Shanks will come around eventually.
Oh man.
Oh, you want to go, like, have a drink? That would be really great. We could totally catch up on what we've missed. Out on.
I'm gonna turn away and keep walking to the back.
Okay. He will like half-assedly drift after you. Oh, man, it's so good to see you. Is Blue still on the crew with us?
I'm gonna part off. Is there an area that is maybe a little extra shady and like sparsely populated?
Yes.
Well, I mean
there's gotta be.
So far, you will have noticed that the majority of the people who are around you, specifically the ones with Cinnabar, they don't seem to be paying attention to you at all.
Okay.
The further back you go, the darker it does get. However, that's where a lot of the tables are, where people look to be actively doing something.
Yeah, and I don't want to. So I want to find a place where I will attract the least amount of attention from anybody who may be like the proprietor
Okay.
or be doing important things.
Okay.
The way the building is designed, or this place is designed, there's like a slight curve to it so that you would get out of the view what seems to be a good portion of the staff. It'll take you back into the gambling hall section. Do you want to try maybe luring this guy in there? Whisker Shanks?
No, he's looking for Whisker Shanks.
You are Whisker Shanks.
Yeah. Oh, you were asking me as Whisker Shanks.
As Whisker Shanks. Do you want to lure him into the gambling hall?
No. Okay, so I'm just gonna lure him over to the side.
Okay.
By a free laying pillow spot.
Okay.
And I'll say, here, Fred, what was your name?
Like you would forget.
Yeah. Okay, so how about you just wait right here for me?
Yeah.
And when I come back,
yeah,
we'll catch up.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. My girlfriend will be around soon. You can get to meet her.
Okay, I'm gonna snag a pipe out of some other guy's hand. And like replace it with I don't know, any like bottle I find laying around, just put that in his hand instead. And give Goofy Dude here the pipe.
Okay.
Yep.
Try to like do some quick sleight of hand so he's distracted by the bottle.
Forget the Magazzle.
Yeah. Do I need to make any rolls to snatch this thing and replace it Indiana Jones style?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean,
you describe the person that you take it away from.
Oh man. So definitely not as hard up as my new friend here, but friends. Man. So a dwarf with a totally bald head, gray beard, definitely wizened, kind of like, but his face is all like wrinkly and a little saggy from lots of time out in the void and radiation from surrounding stars. He's seen some stuff, but he's also been hitting that pipe for way too long.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna notice anything.
All right. You swap out the pipe and hand it over to your newfound friend, and he starts fumbling with it. His hands shake and jitter as he tries to operate it and then gets it lit. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smoke it all, friend.
Yeah, not a problem, Guzzle. I'll be right here.
Yeah, I'll find you.
Great. If you You see my girlfriend, because I still have one. Send
Yep.
it.
Yep. And I am gonna get away from that guy. Oh my gosh.
Run, Kodrog, run!
No, yeah, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder as I stand up, and I hope
Oh,
I never
man.
see that guy again.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Whisker, yeah. Okay, so now that I've lost my new shadow, I'm gonna go back to the gambling hall.
All right. Slide into the gambling hall.
Yep.
There are, in some places, orbs between two stalactite, stalagmite type pillar. Pillar runs through the center of the room, and a pillar runs through the room. A couple of places inside the middle of the pillar, there are spheres, and inside the spheres there are little colored tiles. The spheres are clear. The colored tiles are clear as well, and inside there's like a tiny magical ball zipping around. People are all floating around looking at this ball, clutching coin purses and cheering on as the ball spins around quickly and then starts slowing down to come to a point somewhere in the ball. And people are reaching out and they're shaking their money bags near the ball, hoping that it gets close to whatever colored tile they picked, or numbered tile or something. Some sort of like 3D roulette.
Roulette?
Yeah.
And Plinko. There's gotta be a Plinko.
And Plinko, roulette Plinko.
Yeah.
There are stone cards that people are playing with at a couple of floating tables. Which, in the void, if you get angry and you flip a table, it really doesn't change too much. The table just flips, and then people try to slow it down and just turn it right back the way it's supposed to be. Because the cards aren't going anywhere.
Yes.
Neither is your drink.
Oh man. So
Aggravate me more, and I just go around flipping other tables and then just leaving.
Right.
Good luck slowing those down. Like.
So does this is this like roulette Plinko game a common game, or is this like a relatively obscure game? Because I imagine cards is generic everywhere.
I'm going to say that you've at least seen it on some other fancier gambling establishments. So this is rather fancy for this place.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna see if I can slide in a game of cards if there's any open seat at a table.
Sure.
Get dealt in.
All right, not a problem.
Especially if there's. Sorry, I was gonna say especially if there's a table with a black bearded dwarf who's stout and rosy cheeked.
Do you have the gambling skill from Bluff?
Oh yeah, I've got bluff.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a bluff roll, and
Right.
we will go from there.
8, 9, 10, 11. I I missed it. I went over by 1.
Okay, so that means the first few rounds of cards you don't lose as much. The average bet on the table is a silver piece, so you missed it by 1, which means you lose a silver piece.
Okay.
Ooh. That's fun.
It's a high-end game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah.
So I'll play a few hands and make conversation with the people at the table. Maybe edge towards seeing if anybody knows a guy named Clausen Hammerhorn.
Okay.
Not right. Yeah, you're not getting anybody who's just like who it's like nope. What are you looking for? Are you looking for this?
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm doing is I'm trying to gather some information to see if he would frequent the back gambling area, or if I should limit future encounters to the
Picked
front
him up and used
drug
him.
hall.
No, you did. Say that again. see a total.
I'm just trying to see if he frequents the gambling establishment in the back, or if I should limit my future investigation to the drug hall in front.
Well, these people seem to have the people at the table that you're with, right off the bat, don't seem to recognize. Someone makes a comment about strange new dwarves coming in seeking out information. It's a bit too much for me. I don't want to be at this table, and we'll leave. Because you got those paranoid individuals. I don't recognize your face. You're coming around to ask about people. I'm out.
Well, and so I would, frame it like, he's from my Iron Home, old friend, just trying to catch up with him. So, not like, have you seen this man?
Well, the first couple that you did ask did see it in the, hey, do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Whether you framed it right or not. I mean, these guys are all of the more shadier side of the...
Oh, yeah. They gotta live on their side of paranoia.
Well, people asking questions about somebody, time to leave.
You know who might know more than just the people at the table is the people who are running the tables.
The people who run the show.
Oh, yeah. The proprietors of the establishment.
Mm-hmm.
That and also the hookers that he hung out with, but you're not there yet.
Yeah, that's across at the Ticklish Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I do another gambling roll to see if I win any of my money back before I leave?
Of course.
Yay!
That's how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Money
man.
back.
Yeah. Okay. So I got 8 against a 10.
So you made 2 silver.
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Here we go.
Made
Plus
your
2
money back,
silver.
and you got a freebie.
Okay. Well, that's better than my one and only visit to a casino in real life. So I'm gonna do one more round. No. Yeah. Okay. I said it. Feeling it. Oh God.
That didn't sound
13
too
against
good.
the 10.
You lost 3 silver.
Well,
Hey, you gotta do one more.
You should have quit.
The hand got really big. There was a lot of money sitting in it, and you thought the 4 kings and the 2 mountains that you had in your hand were more than enough, but another guy laid down the entire royal family.
Oh,
man.
And it was a perfect suit, and you're sitting there going, that's not possible, because the randomness of the cards to get such a good hand, man, he might have been cheating.
yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
But you're not
Is
the
there-
only one who made that comment. That's a really good hand.
It's too good.
Okay, so can I do a perception roll, or no. I'll do a sense motive
There
to
you go.
see if he's nervous about being accused of cheating.
Get a good roll. I wish you luck.
Okay, so that's 8 against a 14.
Nice. That's good.
The laid back individual smiles. He's got a very well groomed mustache. He's wearing nice clothes. He's got a nice thing of chainmail chemise underneath, so he's a rather wealthy looking individual. He's like, why, no, I would never be caught cheating. That's terrible. Why would you say that? I'm just a traveling, what do they call those? Man, I had a brain fart. Give me a second.
A huckster? Kodrog does not actually say that.
I'm just a traveling minstrel. I go around singing songs and entertaining for my money and my bread. I just got very fortunate on this hand. Don't accuse me of something that you have no proof of.
He's lying.
Maestro caught the same brainwave I had. I would never be caught cheating.
So, what did you make yours by? You got
8.
It was 8 against a 14, so
by
that's
6.
6, yeah.
Well, I got an 8, and I was giving him a 13. So he made his by 5. So that means you won. Yeah, this guy's being pretty slick.
Yeah.
So slick.
So slick.
Slick.
You might not have lost your 3 silver by your own terrible dice rolls. It might have been somebody else's fault.
So, can I do a perception and a gambling for the next hand so that I can see if I can catch him cheating?
Yes.
Okay. Which should I roll first?
It's the gambling.
Would it be so bold of him to cheat?
Oh, good lord.
Uh-oh.
So let's see. I rolled a 4, a 5, and a 6. So
Ooh.
11, 15. Yep. 15 against a 10.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for everybody. Yeah. Let's see. It's not so bad. So this round, everybody continues to play, but this time their eyes are like daggers, and the guy he's calm and cool the entire time. He lays out his chips or his coins. He plays his cards. He bumps up the mount, and they're just like, you're either bluffing or something. But if you've got this terribly huge hand, this guy's like, you're probably not going to be walking out of here without a few crossbow bolts in your back, And he's like, calm, friends. I'm just here to play a friendly game. And then another gentleman at the table, as he's sticking in throughout the entire bit, this other gentleman lays out the same or close to suit, trumping everyone and craking everybody's money in and going, it's all mine. It's just,
Okay.
And even the traveling minstrel's just like, I have been had. If anyone is cheating at this table, it's this guy. Enough mentions.
Everyone's cheating at this table.
Everyone's cheating at this table. This guy's raking his money and goes, thank you so very much. I am done. I do not need to be here anymore. I do not need to be here anymore. Thank you for your silver. So you lost 5 silver with that one.
Okay. Okay. So my perception roll.
This guy,
got.
Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you what the number was that I got, because it's gonna be funny. I rolled a 14 against my awareness of 14.
Oh.
Like a hawk.
Yeah.
You watched this guy.
You
saw him.
Didn't look one bit at the other one.
Nope. But you did see he fingers this talisman around his neck a couple of times. It looks like some sort of claw and amber thing. It looks very tribalistic or shamanistic.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
So you lost a total of, let's see, you lost 1, gained 2, then lost 8.
So nice.
Yeah, so I lost a total of 7 silver.
Nice.
Yeah, no, Thomas. That's not nice.
Well, Mr. Kodrog, if I was there, I would tell you how bad it is to gamble, so...
I would never be caught cheating.
Oh, man. Okay, so, gosh, that is, painful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You're so wound up in the moment of the game, the loss. One of the staff who's come over and is now standing next to the table as the guy's raking his money in. The guy's like, I'm out. You guys are standing around. The gentleman, burly-looking dwarf, puts his hand out and grabs the edge of the table and says, this table is closed for now. Go ahead and disperse. The words of cheating were too much at one table. That's not acceptable. Because, that once you start making the accusation, the staff start paying attention. They start taking their safeties off their weapons because they might have to stab somebody or shoot them. So it's like, we got to calm down so you guys don't get to play for a while. All you kids, go sit back in the classroom kind of scenario.
Go sit back and do some drugs.
Time out.
Mm-hmm.
Time out.
So, which is beneficial for you as you're breaking away from the table. You look over and...
What in the world?
Hang on 1 second.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, this is interesting.
We have a visitor out the window.
A visitor out the window.
Like a stalker?
I
No,
hope not.
we're good.
Okay.
There's a parking spot outside our window.
Oh.
All right. So, to your benefit, you see that in the other side of the room, where you're being told to shoo off to, there is a somewhat of a stout, black-haired dwarf. He is floating in the midst that you can see him. He's got a braided beard, but you can't see his face from here. And that's close to resembling what you're looking for.
Okay. Is there like a bar area at all? Or is it like just to come and lounge and smoke and don't make trouble?
There would most likely be a bar of some kind. Not necessarily a full bar of with sprawling things with the tape, but there are people who the bar is yes, there's drinks there, but there might only be 2 or 3 options. The rest of the options is what kind of flavor of poison would you like?
Oh, okay. Oh, so quick question for me. So the Mayans would chew on coca leaves to energize them and stuff, and then of course we've got coffee and things. Is there anything that's kind of pseudo drug that would be just for for energy and to focus?
Yeah, tinfoil.
Tinfoil?
Aw.
There's also
Okay.
coffee. I mean, you could just have some coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no. I was leaning more towards the coca leaves. So tinfoil, I like that.
Finally
we
Yeah.
should
pressed
say
tin.
foiled tin.
Foiled tin. Finally pressed
Foiled tin. Okay.
Fantasy crack.
Oh no, that's snake oil. Well, actually, no, that's more like heroin.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So I'm gonna push off and actually it's let me pause for a second. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to go to a side of the bar where I can maybe get a more perspective on the individual that I think might be who I'm looking for, but not draw their attention and be too close to them.
Sure. It'd be like a stealth roll.
Yeah.
To blend into the crowd, because he doesn't know who the hell you are, and you just want to make sure he's not staring at you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my dice are not loving me today. So that's 12 against a 10.
You gotta get sage and then burn it and then put it around your face.
Right.
Get rid of that bad juju.
Maybe you need 3 different dice. Which dice are you using?
I'm using my 12-sided d6.
Oh.
So,
You can use
yeah.
That's so cool looking.
the ones that I got at the place and stuff.
Nice.
Ooh.
Remember, she got us 3d6 each from the last one of her cons.
Yeah.
All right, so
I have it in my bag somewhere.
yeah, you zip over, you hang out to the bar, you watch a few times, you're trying to make good eye contact. You have a feeling that this might be the individual in question, but you think he caught your eye contact quite a bit. He makes his hasty purchase and then vaults toward the front door. Makes a jump
Can you
for it.
check what he bought? What did he buy?
Man, could I see what he bought?
I like that.
Can you see what he bought?
No, this
Yeah.
is a lot of
No.
underground,
Yeah, I
real
wouldn't figure that I
close
could. Okay.
swapping stuff.
I am going to order can I get so I need an Altoids 10 of rolled foil is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like some packaged.
So, you walk up to the dispenser.
Sure.
What do you do?
Yeah. Well, okay. So is that a way that, like, I imagine that's how it would be packaged if you were just like buying like a pack of rolled foils. Okay. Yeah. When you say dispenser, is this a machine or is this a human, like
It's
a live
with
person?
a box.
Yeah, person with a box.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I was like, I put my coin in.
You're like poking him in the chest.
Hey, you got any rolled foil?
She will open the box so you can see the.
There are several different colors of rolled foil. You see that there is a set wrapped with a nice paper band, a foiled paper band nonetheless, that looks like there's a silver one, there's a gold leaf, there's the tin, and then there's something called aluminium.
I just realized that if dwarves in our world would take a stick of chewing gum, unwrap the chewing gum, throw the gum on the ground, and eat the wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take the tin foil.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. Yep.
All right. That's
I'll agree.
a couple. Well, it's probably stuff. Tin's probably cheap.
Yeah. So like he's getting
a couple clips.
3 to 5
Yeah.
rolls for like 2 copper.
Oh, okay. I was thinking clips.
Oh, bits, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like you'll get a pack of 6 rolled foil tins for 2 bits.
Okay. Excellent.
Copper is a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll pay with my 2 bits, stuff my tin in my pocket, and head out the door after my potential friend.
Right. Make an awareness check to make sure you don't lose sight of him as he seems to be hastily leaving.
Oh my gosh. 13 on a 14.
Excellent. All right. You immediately dash out. You're making great efforts because you've had some pretty shit luck right about now, right? So you're dashing out to catch up with the guy as he's leaving. You hit the curtain, and at the same time you hit the curtain, you hit someone else coming the opposite direction.
Ooh.
Your recently acquired tin of package of foil looses from your hand. This guy is carrying a small bag as well that immediately just spires out of his hand, so the two of you collide upon impact at the doorway.
Oh man. Okay. What kind of individual is this? Like another dwarf that I bumped into?
Yeah,
it's another
stocky dwarf, black hairs, braided beard, red cheeks. He definitely looks like about your build, and he says to you, "Do you want to voice him?"
Sure. Oh man. Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't see you running out there. Hey, let me help you out. And so he bends down and picks up your foil tin. Oh man, I'm so sorry, man. I crushed them. Oh man, I can buy you some new ones. And he hands you back the kind of crushed tin. Oh man. Hey, yeah, don't worry about it. I had the hard case on it. And he reaches down and he pulls the hard. He's like, don't worry about it. I got the hard case on mine. It's fine. Oh man, let me buy you some new ones.
Oh well, I mean, I was just headed back to my ship, but I mean, if you insist, I think I've got a little bit of time.
Great. Are you sure? Cause you were like running real fast. And he turns around. And he's like looking.
So Is there any like outward way of knowing the current time? Like, is there like a obviously there's no sun that I can just like look up at the sky and like tell the angle.
Most people carry a clock watch with them.
Oh yeah.
Or there are clocks around every once in a while. And if I remember correctly, you have a watch.
I do.
You
I do. So yeah, I'll pull my pocket watch out, and check the time, kind of like making a show of it, and be like, oh, yeah, I thought it was later than it is.
Bluff roll. This is building up to basically something because might be the target you want. You want to impress him as much as possible.
How bad is it?
What do you call 3 6s?
Oh my god. You need to burn those dice immediately.
You've got more of those dice. Trade out.
No, like I've just been like putting them all together and then picking 3 random dice every time.
We need a moment.
Hold on. There we go, help.
All right, you.
I feel like that's like a
Wow,
very...
that's a critical failure. That's
Yeah.
Congratulations! This is the first time in this system anybody's rolled 3 6s.
Oh man.
1 second. We'll be back.
Okay.
How about we take a break or something then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's been an hour. Or not.
We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Actually go off the air. Man, I've never seen someone critically fail a bluff roll. It's just, and it's not even a bluff roll. It's a I want to be your friend kind of roll. Like I'm building up this camaraderie, this friendship with you. I'm a nice guy. So, yeah.
Okay, it says 10 minutes, but we're actually going to be back as soon as we figure out what the fuck we're doing. So, hang tight, and we'll be back momentarily. decided we got bored, so we're gonna keep going. And Paige will return momentarily.
Yeah, and this is my part of the story anyways.
Yeah. All right.
So we have concluded what happens next.
Oh man, yeah. So I pull out my watch and I try to make a big show of looking at it and making the time, and I say, "Oh, yeah, it looks like I've got plenty." Bear, shut up! You're ruining my speech. I've got plenty of time before I need to get back to my ship, the Ironwood Falls.
Everything just kind of like stops for a moment, because the audience should know, the Ironwood home is actually Kodrog's iron home, and it appeared like Klassen
Yeah.
was one of the people who tried to attempt to sabotage Ironwood home and destroy it as a part of a coup.
Almost a decade ago.
Almost a decade ago.
Was it almost a decade ago?
Yeah. Let's stick with that.
It could be whenever, but so
I mean, like between 2 and 10 years.
exactly. So you say, oh, I gotta get back to my ship, Ironwood Falls. What? Ironwood Falls? What a weird name for a ship. Unless it's like falling apart.
oh yeah, it's a rickety ship for sure. And I'll slap him on the shoulder and like reach around, slap him on his other shoulder. Not both of them, but like reach and slap as like an arm around the shoulder thing and like lead him through the curtain.
Okay. Leading him
Laughing.
into laughing. Yeah, he finds the humor out of it too. You don't think it clicked to him. You're definitely seeing in his face that
That's
he's
like a little bit of a cross-eyed moment and a little bit of like trying to, you see the gears turning in his eyes, and then that was his response.
So you drift over to the bar. The lady looks to you and smiles, looks to your new friend, opens the box. He will fish out 3 rolls of tin and pay her, and immediately hand them over to you and smile.
Here you go, man. So sorry about the other ones, sorry about that.
No, accidents happen. Man, I almost said brother because he's a dwarf, but I don't want to like go too hard on it.
It's right about now. He's thinking things.
Yeah. No, not to mention it. This more than pays it back.
Yes.
Great. So, yeah. I guess, you have a good time. Hey, you probably should try some of the other stuff. It's pretty good here. And he goes and he puts down, like a couple silvers and tells the dispenser, is like, I'd like my usual, please. That would be great. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And she will respond by saying, where is it at?
Oh.
It's one page back. 1 second. Not a problem, Mr. Hammerhorn. And she drifts over, grabs a long cedar wood box, pulls it out, brings it back over, and divvies up some small circular wafers that are black, painted like a bit of colored metal, black colored metal. You recognize it as it's a type of iron that's been chemically changed. It's like a kind of along the lines of black licorice. It's a required taste. She doles him out several little of these discs into a piece of paper, wraps it up, hands it to him. He immediately pulls one out while she's working and sticks it under his tongue.
Oh, so what are the effects of this treated iron?
Kind of like Euphoria.
Yeah. So also, it's yeah. What would they call it? I almost want to say they call it ironwood.
I would call it spiced iron.
Spiced iron.
Spiced iron.
It's so good.
Oh,
Hey, did you
man.
want to try it? Hey, do you want to try it? It's really good.
Get drunk with your new friend.
It's like, most definitely. And so like taking the wafer, I put it under my tongue, and you know, and maybe I've got something that we can share later, and I'll like flash the snake oil
His eyes
in,
go like
in my coat pocket.
wide as saucers, like, no way, man.
Yeah, I scored it on my way in. I wasn't expecting to find it either.
Whoa, that's awesome. Hey, what's your name, dude?
Kodrog.
Kodrog, man, that's a great name. Nice, strong name. I'm Klassen.
Klassen, good to meet you. And I'll reach my hand out to do the
And he, like,
dwarven
grabs
forearm
it, like,
handshake.
Yeah, grabs
Brother
his forearm,
handshake.
and he got like a nice firm grip too. And you can tell like, you know, he's pretty fit for a dwarf that's like, you know, hanging out in a drug den. He seems like he takes care of himself. He's
Nice.
a little bit dizzy with the, you know, he's like, wow, what a small world, man. This is so great. Hey, you wanna go somewhere? We can do some stuff.
Know
Go
about the
some-
ladies over
You
it.
know, there's some really nice ladies over at the Ticklish Pearl. I know a couple of them. They're really great. You'd probably really like them, man.
Yeah, I've heard good things from other people. Let's go check it out.
All right.
Especially on the spiced iron. Oh man, it's the best time. I usually like to give them some tips and some but some of them they don't like that much. Anyway, let's go, man. So
So me and my new friend Klassen go skipping
Oh,
off Ticklish Pearl.
All right.
and
We will segue from there at the more lower end of the Spindelhaven and head up to the higher class.
the
of
top
living.
of the spindle. Because
Oh.
the top of the spindle, as we know from last game session, is actually a little bit outside of the hold itself. It's outside, so it actually has a bit of gravity from being attached basically to the top. So all of the gravity from the hold itself is able to hold everything on the top of the spindle on a pretty level plane.
Yep. So there's a city up there. There's streets. People walk around, while the rest of Spindelhaven people float from place to place. There's two cities. There's the city that is amongst all the rich people. Then there's the other side of that same city, that plane of gravity, which they refer to commonly as Undercity, and that surrounds that disc that creates the upper city that the rich people live on. But we are at a perfumer's called Effervescent,
Yes, the effervescent.
and standing in front of Master Thomas and Maria is
Bosun Maria.
Bosun Maria is a man who is made out of metal, stone, and wood.
Oh yeah.
He's called a seconder. He was a created soldier from
From Marseille.
Marseille, from a war within the last
2 decades.
2 decades, maybe a little bit longer than that,
A
but
little bit
he's
longer.
a little bit longer than that.
Your parents' generation, Thomas.
Yeah.
We're the ones
who are rebelling against the older generation.
and they summoned, through the use of a magical wish, an army to defeat the old magocracy. And it worked. But then the seconders were used again to basically continue waging war against anyone who the Marseillans, this new Marseillan government, wanted to, and it went bad. And then the seconders, with the influence from the Druids, because the Druids came about and said, hey, you guys don't have to be slaves. And they're like, wait a minute,
Wait a
explain
minute,
this slave
what?
thing to us. And they did, and the seconders were like, we want our freedoms. Of course, that was a hard-fought war. Nothing says a terrible decision to when your army of anti-magic robots turn against you and you are nothing but magic users.
So that rebellion did not last very long, and it ended in the Seconders' favor, where they are now their own autonomous people. Mm-hmm. They are beholden to no mages in Marseille. They do make their home in Marseille, so they do live alongside the Marseillans who formerly tried to oppress them, and it's a strained relationship at times, but you notice more so that it's strained on the Marseillan side than the Seconders. The Seconders are very much, oh, it's over, now we go on and we be our own people, and there's that.
They for the Marseillans, on the other hand, there was a massive loss of a military might. They rely upon a foreign power to protect them in case somebody else comes swinging around to take a punch at the magically powered country, because they technically don't have a standing military. But that's another story. In the meantime, Seconders, for the most part, haven't held on to any of that disgust, that dislike. They just shrugged it off. Almost magically shrugged off. Close to a decade of military oppression and military war that they were forced to do. So there, standing before you, is a Seconder.
Yes. The Seconder is a smaller of frame. They are no Seconders, unless they're very fringe, wear clothing. Instead, they wear decorated pieces of armor. This one has had a beautifully metallic painted on suit, as it were.
Breastplate. And... Okay.
So it looks like a suit.
Sort of with a ridge going down the center, with like two plates would come to meet, and decorated the copper buttons, copper rivets. He will stand before the two of you, clasp his hands in front of him, says, "My name is Tony Truarm. Welcome to the Effervescent. How can I be of assistance?"
Well, I believe that we have some merchandise. I believe that we have some items in our inventory that you would love to check out. I'd be willing to sit down with you and talk about a price range for a large sum of ambergris.
His mechanical-looking brow raises. And who would I have the pleasure of speaking with?
What's the politest way, or rather, what's the proper way to introduce yourself as a wizard? Because I don't know that.
Master Thomas.
Exactly.
Master Thomas Barron.
Master Thomas Barron is what you would...
I was going to say, would he use his full name? Like his entire name?
If you are using your name as a badge of identification, then yes.
Maybe
the other you can either associate yourself. We'll take a quick step back. If you're looking to impress upon somebody your lineage, then you would use your full name and title as a mage from a well-known family. If you are looking to introduce yourself as part of the Amber Falls, then you would do so differently.
And you would introduce your name, your job, and the ship, or your name, the ship, and your job. You know,
like bosun's mate Thomas Barron of the Amber. So that depends on what kind of impression Thomas wants to make to the Seconder.
I'm just gonna do I am Master Thomas Elaine Bear. And I'll just give him a solid nod.
He'll raise an eyebrow.
And the eyebrows are not they are separately independent moving pieces of metal that are on his head. So you can see that they are raised off of the face plate, Because the faceplate is a rather flat piece. Think of like the Iron Man like mask
Yeah,
thing,
I got you.
a little bit with like glowing eye parts, and it has like these pieces that look like maybe they were placed on after the fact, like aftermarket parts. The
Yep.
eyebrows that can move, and a mouth part that can. Normally, a lot of the seconders, they don't have a moving mouth piece. Some of them do. This one does not. It has a slit
No,
mouth, right?
no, he doesn't. He has a.
Does he have a moving one?
He has a moving mouth.
Okay.
So that's aftermarket is a great way of saying it, because after they earned their freedom, they started finding ways in which they could modify themselves and have expression. And so he has a lot of expression in his face.
He spends a lot of money on his face.
He spent a lot of money on his face. And so you introduce yourself. He raises an eyebrow. Really? Well, I'm very glad to have you here, Thomas.
A little more monotone.
Oh, sorry. I am very glad to have you here, Thomas. Let me introduce you to the proprietor of the shop. Please find yourself at that table, and I will return with her.
Thank you.
So the seconder walks off, and Maria is just walks over to the table. She doesn't seem to pick up on it, an inference, but you definitely could tell that he was not impressed with you. You've dealt with seconders before, so they're reading their facial, and you're like, oh. And like Radio said, you just said, hey, I'm a wizard from Marseille.
Yeah. No, I knew that when Thomas said his name, the seconder would be like, oh, good. Like,
fantastic.
So, yeah.
I don't have to deal with that one. I will go get my boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Thomas will take a seat. And wait patiently.
And they return. He returns with an elam.
Yes. Elams are small humanoids that, would normally resemble the Phalings, which was the Shadow Owl's variations on the Halfling. Except instead of being like, the normal, like humanoid skin tones, they generally have like very pale, like pastel skin colors based on the type of element that they control. This one has a very nice, beautiful, light, pale, almost like translucent green skin, with a nice shock of like dark forest green hair, forest green eyebrows, and even like their nails are, you're not sure if they're painted or not, but they are this nice, beautiful, iridescent green color. That indicates to you that this particular elim must control some kind of acid or, caustic, element. They approach. It looks to be a male, perhaps. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell because they keep their hair how they want. They're not androgynous. It's just sometimes it's just a little bit hard to tell because they're not a human.
Yeah. It's like that anime show where you're like, is it a man or is it a lady?
Exactly. So this small elim approaches you, and you're like, greetings! I am Chico, proprietor and head perfumer of the Effervescent. How are you today?
The
Fine,
seconder
thank
slides
you.
a chair up that's appropriate height for her to be able to stand at the table.
I understand that you've come from Marseille? Looking at Thomas.
I am from there, yes, but I do not come from there. If that makes sense.
So, the elim will look up a little bit towards the seconder and give like a little bit of
Gears and whir and metal clinks about.
I see. Well, tell me, where are you from?
I am currently a boatswain of the Amber Falls.
Ah, yes, a ship. Excellent. And you found,
You have a shipment.
you have a shipment that you're looking to unload?
Indeed,
Excellent. Do you have a sample?
I do. And he'll pull out that sample that I think Maria gave him. So
Yes, you had two
Yeah.
samples. One was for the wholesale, one was
Yep.
for the premium.
yeah.
The
So he'll give her the sample.
the seconder will lay out a package next to her made of rolled leather, unroll it, untie it, and then unroll it, and uplift a flap, exposing a selection of tools, and then from a pouch set down several pieces of glass tubes.
And so, do you what do you do, Thomas, as you see all of this nice, beautiful, like, the man who tested out your wholesale
he just
stuff
spread it.
had some instruments. This looks to be a very professional and well-kept set of tools.
Well,
There's
Thomas
small
will.
vials of liquid and things that that the other man did not have with him.
Yeah, Thomas will be interested in it. I'm. He's not gonna speak up about it, but he'll hand her the sample, and unwrap it, and he'll sit back and kind of make a motion like "have at it" type of thing.
So you put hold out the sample. The seconder will take it quickly from your hand and place it as she puts her hands together and fingers moving very quickly as she gauges the present that's being unwrapped before her. So she sees this beautiful piece of ivory, like with just with some darker color veins of of material through it, that is just like this, probably about like the shooter marble size. I don't know if anybody ever played marbles, but the shooters are
No, I got you.
the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, does that show my age?
Shh. You're still beautiful.
I know you're talking about. That still exists, at least in Michigan.
Okay, sorry.
It's not popular in Michigan, but it exists.
But they don't exist in Florida. They were outlawed.
Yeah.
Marbles are illegal down here because people use them to try to hurt each other.
My hat keeps falling down. It's really obnoxious.
And as you hear her, like, take a quick intake of breath. Oh my! And she does not look up at you and Maria now. She's very almost transfixed on this small sample that you've provided. She takes these beautiful tools, and they are beautiful. They are that like shining,
Filigree on the handle.
yeah, filigreed handles, just like the dark wood with silver filigree, nice stainless steel, tools that are just like that. She begins, and she does something similar to what the other gentleman did, as far as like cutting it through, inspecting the pieces. Then instead of smearing the thing, she takes the slightest pieces, like almost like slivers of it, and takes the caps off of these 4 different vials and places a sliver in each one, then caps them again and shakes them a little bit before setting them on the table. Then she takes out what looks to be a jeweler's glass, and she puts it's a one-eyed piece. She puts it over one eye, she closes it together, and she begins to like really look very carefully at the sample that was brought. And every once in a while she glances over to the other ones, and she takes one of the vials, she picks up, and then she puts it like right up against the lens of this jeweler's glass. And so and she covers her eye, and she's like, oh, and then she holds it up to like a light source that's there. It's like, huh. Huh. And then she sets it back down, and then she looks at the other ones, and you see that they go, the coloring of the other 3 changes from like the clear fluid with the sliver to like a whitish color to a bluish color to a pinkish color. I don't know, do you know anything about like alchemy?
I might. Let me check. Would that be straight alchemy? Would that like be called alchemy, or would it be called something
Craft
else?
alchemy. No, I'm sorry, knowledge alchemy.
And it's okay if you don't. It's just more.
I was gonna say, I don't even see it on the list. There's agriculture, arcana,
Profession, alchemy.
Perhaps. But yeah.
I think did I take herbalism? I think I tried taking herbalism
Okay. Well,
the last time.
Gotcha. Alchemy is a bit different, so perhaps maybe this is something that, you never had the opportunity to really learn. But you're assuming that there's something going on in each of these bottles. Even though they were all clear to start out with, they must have different things in them because it's causing different effects in each of them. And it seems like Chico is happy with the results of them. You see that their eyes are a bright emerald green, like almost glowing. They're so brightly green. This is quite nice. Oh. And you hear, like, she begins talking to the seconder in what you can only assume to be like a, I don't know, a language that you may not know. I don't know.
They share.
That a language that they share, and it's like going back and forth, and it's almost like a chittering sound. It's like a very like high pitched, lots of staccato notes in the dialect. And then of course the seconder responds in kind. But when the seconder speaks, it sounds more like when you hit pipes and there's different tones of the pipes, so it almost sounds musical when the seconder is speaking versus the Elim. Excellent. So, looking at you, after a moment, Chico looks back to you and Maria, and with her hands back in this nice excited. You can tell it must be excitement because her fingers are moving very quickly. How much did you say you had?
Thomas knows the amount. Paige doesn't know the amount.
Maria pulls the book up, sets it down, flips through a couple of pages, taps the log entry in the book that you two have been working on, and then slides it over to you.
Great. I will read it off to Miss Elim. I forgot her name already. I'm sorry.
Chico,
right. I have to remember Chico because that's like an Animal Crossing name.
And just, pick a number and you role play it through. We're good.
I feel like a hall is too big, but
You can say 7.
I don't even know weight.
2
I'm not smart with weight
2
numbers.
I just say man, I had a thing in my head. Just say 10 stone worth.
Yeah. So he'll just be like, I have 10 stone worth.
The small Elim just freezes for a second.
You see a reaction from the seconder. Kind of shock, raised eyebrows. But then when he realizes you're watching him, he goes back to his blank face. Reset.
10 stones worth?
Indeed.
10.
Yes.
She looks over to Maria. 10.
Maria doesn't say anything and just points to Thomas, talk to that one.
10.
10.
My God. Oh, the gods have blessed me this day. Oh.
Ma'am, shall I get you your fan?
Yes, I do need it very much so.
He begins walking away from the table.
Oh my goodness.
He returns quickly with a small colored fan and hands it to her.
She just been.
Yeah.
Oh my. You did say 10.
10
stones worth.
10 stone of ambergris.
He puts his hand onto the table. Is it all of this quality?
Yes, we've actually sorted it.
Do you need your ledger?
Yes, I do need my
He
ledger.
leaves.
And could you please
He stops.
close up the shop for right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
He walks around the corner and says, "I'm sorry, but we are having to close down for the day. But I just got here," someone says. "I understand this. Please return tomorrow. We'll be open at our normal hours. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye."
Her Chico's eyes are so wide right now, and you see like the flush makes it like this, like almost like this mottled kind of effect of like, you know, like different waves of color that go into her face, and it's just like she's got a very round, almost cherubic face that's now flushed green, just like so with excitement. It's just this is marvelous.
The seconder returns with a large, thick brown leather book.
Yes, thank you.
Unlatches it, sets it down next to her.
Excellent. So you see now that she's just flipping very quickly through, and then you see her stop on a page. She's scanning through the numbers, and she parchment, please.
He produces a piece of parchment.
Excellent, thank you. And so she Quill.
He hands her a piece of charcoal.
Okay, thank you. And so you see her now. She's doing some very fast math.
Yeah.
Going through it and flip some more pages. Flip some more pages. And you see like her look up to the seconder.
He shrugs, keeping very stoic consistency to his face.
I have a slight problem. I can't afford 10 stones worth. Did you lock the door?
The door is locked, ma'am.
Thank you.
And all the customers have been sent home.
I can buy 3.
Maria reaches forward and touches you and shakes her head no.
Wait! And she hops off her chair. She heads over to, she goes behind the counter, and she, you see her pulling down this, maybe another smaller ledger, and she opens it up, and she's in the distance, so you can't see what's in it.
Maria leans forward and whispers quietly to Thomas, "I think it's best we find one buyer and get this done as quickly as possible, instead of multiple different deliveries."
Thomas agrees.
She'll pat you on the shoulder. "You're doing great."
Oh, yes! Yes. That will... Oh, I think that will work. Okay. And she slams the small book shut, puts it back up, and comes back to you all very excited. Very,
Clippy clap, clippy clap, clippy clap, across the room.
Yes. And hops back into the chair, climbs and hops, and he's like, I can buy 3. However, I do have an investor that I believe will be very interested in the rest of it.
An investor?
Yes.
Are they here? And
They are. They are indeed here. Would you like me to get in touch with them for us?
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. And she looks to the seconder. Reginald. No, we have a Reginald already, don't we?
Yeah, his name is Tony.
Tony,
Trua. Tony.
Tony, can you please send a missive to Imprelin, please?
Of course.
I believe that they will be very interested in what we have here.
I'm sure they will.
Excellent.
I will get on this immediately.
Thank you.
Let me take these materials from you. And he packs up the things on the table quickly and heads toward the counter, drops them off.
Please take the sample with you.
You want me to deliver the missive? I was going to summon a boy.
You can move much faster.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Besides, they know you.
Yes, ma'am.
I am so thrilled that you all decided to come here today. This is the best. Did you know that it's my birthday? This is the best present that I could possibly have wanted. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Oh, while we wait, do you want to have a tour?
Sure.
Excellent. Come this way. You can go into the production facility. And so she hops down. She pulls it. Throws the what do you call that thing where it flips over? The desk flipper over thing.
Desk flipper over thing.
Yes.
It's called a latched bar.
Yes.
And when it's on a bar.
Except it's a desk.
So latched.
A writing desk?
Yes. It's like a big long desk, and there's like a latch that you throw over. She just walks underneath it usually because she's small. But she flicks it off, throws it over, so you and Maria can pass through into the production facility.
Yeah, Thomas will stand up and follow her.
Oh, this is so wonderful. Now, let's see. Where will we go first? Yes, come this way. I will show you how we process the ambergris, so that way you will know exactly what we use it for. It's wonderful. Come this way. And so she begins to regale you on the science of perfume making, and is just over the top exuberant about not only the process but the smells. She provides you with she has these very tiny vials of what she calls the base components of any fragrance. So she talks about base notes, mid notes, top notes, is escorting you through. She asks you about what kind of fragrances you like, what you like to smell like, how they would settle onto your skin. Like she even goes so far as to take your hand, she turns it over to your wrist and smells your wrist. Oh, I know just what will be perfect for you. This will settle beautifully. I guarantee it. You'll have the ladies swooning over you.
Maria goes.
Yeah. Thomas just kind of goes, I bet they will.
Oh, you will have the lads swooning over you. It'll be fabulous.
Maria has a very shocked look on her face as this woman has quickly come to the same answer.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Thomas just turns red and he goes, yep.
So, yes, not only while you wait that she is escorting you and giving you a personal tour of everything, she also, while you are waiting, creates what she calls Ode de Thomas. Which is a signature fragrance just for you, because she's so happy. And then she's like, would you like one too, madam?
No.
Oh, very well.
Thomas gives Maria a look like you're missing out. I imagine through this entire tour, Thomas is not purposely teasingly enjoying this. It's more of he's actually enjoying it. He likes seeing this passion in another person. So my hat is not cooperating.
Even as she goes through, she's telling all this stuff, and then she, right towards the end, as she's finishing up fragrances, she's making stuff up, she's mixing things. She's like, now the secret ingredient of all of my wares. Are you ready?
Indeed.
She rubs her finger in her thumb like this. She's rubbing this, and then she snaps, and then this oozing green fluid just kind of drips very slowly, and it's a very viscous thing, and as it hits into the mixture, it makes this sizzling sound of a little bit of caustic acid, just and then she quickly caps it and sends it into a machine that she presses a button, and it turns on it and just makes this really big vibrating sound where it shakes this mixture to be the perfect. This will allow it to the ambergris allows the staying power, but this will allow the top notes to stay far longer, and it will blend beautifully. It will be so fantastic. This is why all of my items are very expensive. Only I can make it.
Oh, that makes your shop extra special.
Of course. That's why I have many private investors.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm so excited. So she's overjoyed and overwhelmed with like the thing. It's like, oh, this will be wonderful. Oh, I can't wait till they show up. And Preelin is such a wonderful customer. I hope. Oh, if they don't, then I'll have to go to someone else. But don't worry. I know that they will absolutely buy the rest of your product.
Perfect.
So.
I mean, you're doing a great job on the show. I mean, segue into the next part.
Yeah. So, you have your personalized fragrance. And she, after it's done doing its final mixing, she decants it into this beautiful crystal vial. It's one of the, and tops it with, you know the old time atomizers, the ones that have like
the ball,
woven, the ball and woven fabric. And, yeah, so like, oh, lovely! It's perfect. I will box this up for you right away. As you will want to make sure that you let it settle for 2 weeks before you start using it. That will make sure that all of the ingredients are fully mixed and you have the most bold and exuberant fragrance.
I will keep it for 2 weeks then.
Excellent. So she packages this, and it's not a small vial. It's like it's maybe the size of your fist, not hers. So she put it in a very large ball or something. I don't know. It's a crystal decanter where you think you could probably fit a little, maybe like at least a full wine glass worth of fragrance, into this thing. So it's very large. And puts it in this nice, beautiful box, just like and ties it up with this, velvet, green velvet bow, and then sets it over. She's like, "This is for you, no charge at all. I'm so happy."
Oh. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, you sure? That's expensive.
It is expensive, but she's getting such a wonderful deal.
All right. So what happens next?
So it takes a little bit more time. Like, you go have spent, maybe about 45 minutes to an hour going through everything that she was showing off, and by the time she's done, she's finishing the wrapping of, because she goes like full science mode or alchemy mode, on explaining how everything works and making sure that the fragrance is just perfect. And by the time that she's done, the seconder, Tony, is returning, and he brings a letter that's embossed with a seal.
The door cracks. The sound of the front door opening is loud, echoes through the front halls, amplifies its way into the front area of the crafting area where you guys are at. Alerts her, and within short notice, he appears at the doorway. He says,
"Thanks, Soy Mage."
"Thank you, Soy Mage.
You're
That's
awesome.
very nice of you to be hosting us." And he will say, "They have sent a missive back.
Excellent.
It is a request for attendance."
Now?
I have not read it.
She holds her hand up and she does like the
Yeah, like gimme.
Okay.
She takes it. She carefully pops the seal and opens it up.
I apologize. I wasn't caught in the middle of the yawn there. I'm just assuming that it's probably going to say, since the level of urgency he would have dictated, it'd be like, "Come see me now."
Excellent. Fantastic! We have an audience with the Kappa now!
While she was opening and beginning reading, the seconder went ahead and walked over to a coat rack and pulled off a small coat off of the wall, as well as picked up a small pair of shoes. And so when she realizes what it's about, he has already had assumptions to have her traveling clothes prepared.
Thank you, Tony. Let us be off. We're going to see Kappa and Prelin. It'll be fantastic. You'll love them. They're so great.
In her actions, the paper drops to the ground. He picks it up and moves it over the desk. I shall lock up. Do you wish me to attend with?
No. I think that we have everything under control now. Thank you so much, Tony.
Am I finished for the day?
You are finished. Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful. Let's go.
Thomas will take his personalized perfume and put it in his side satchel and follow her.
All right. She wastes no time and hires a cart. There is parked at a nearby corner. She does not have one here at her workplace to take you guys. It's not that. So the ride makes it faster. Not even 5 minutes down the road. So it takes only a few minutes to get into a cart, get yourself adjusted, ride up around the road to find a spot to unload, and then the house of this Emprelin is rather manor house-ish. They have made great efforts to dome or cage it for people not flying down toward the top of it if that were to happen. But there are hedges, well-manicured hedges, and the amount of light that comes in through the overhead provides with a wide open green field in the front of the manor house. It's very fucking rich looking. I mean, you've seen houses like this for yourself. Maria, on the other hand, you're going to have to help her pick her jaw up because it hits the ground at the opulence that this place has. The walls have tiles in them that are colored with the images of the sea and the images of isles and stars. The walkway has colored stones up to the front door, which the guy at the gate, the gardener, you assume, lets you guys in, recognizing the small Elam that's with you, and the excitement, of course, saying that you were expected. The grounds have dogs on them, pedigree dogs prancing about. Two small Tekiao children are currently, looks like they're playing with yard blocks of wood, constructing a small fort. You get to the front of the house, the large red painted wooden door, knock upon it, and a butler answers. The human butler greets the three of you individually and says, Imprelin is expecting you in the front study. Please follow me.
Excellent.
And so you enter this house, this cavernous abode for this Imperlin. There are a collection of decorations throughout the house that set off this individual as wealthy. Suits of armor, paintings, a dragon's skull. Flight of stairs lead up in the main hall to a second floor, but you guys enter into a room off the main floor, and it seems to be a collection of desks, chairs, tables, reading books, lamps for when it gets dark. Everything's very comfortable and voluminous. The butler gives a nod and says, I shall retrieve Imperlin very quickly. Please wait. If you wish for a drink, please help your...
I shall retrieve the Kappa.
I shall retrieve the Kappa quickly. If you wish for a drink, it is right. There is some brandy there and rum cask over there. And he leaves.
Excellent.
This place has gravity, so you don't have to have a sippy cup.
Nice. Yeah, Thomas is, he's looking around the location and he leans over to Maria and he just says, yeah, I feel like I'm back home.
You hear the soft tick-tock of a clock out in the grand hall that you saw and she doesn't have much of a response. She just looks around. What does it take to live a life like this? Quietly, of course, to you.
Yeah, he takes a deep breath and he whispers back to her, "You're either born in it, or you make money. Or you are one of the lucky few who actually have magic."
Aren't all Marseillans rich?
Not all. Most, but not all.
Wonder if there's any of marrying age. Pick up an old crone like myself.
A widower.
A widow.
Shall I send a letter to one of my siblings?
What, marry into your family? She says a little bit louder, enough to catch the ear of the extra attendant of the room.
Yes. Chico has already got it in over to the brandy, and has poured herself a small thimble's worth, as it were. Now, when Imperium comes, you must address them as Kappa. That is their title.
For they find heir to
Yes.
the great pirate captain.
Yes, yes, because they are allegedly, and she leans allegedly, the granddaughter of. Hold on 1 second. They're allegedly the granddaughter of the sailmaster. Of the. What is it called?
I've forgotten. It's written down on
It's
my
written
notebook. Hang on. Doesn't matter. Just say the granddaughter, because everybody's supposed to know anyways.
Yes. So, oh, Barons of Baron Swan's ship.
Of Baron Swan's ship, the sailmaster of Baron Swan's ship, yes.
All descendants of Baron Swan's ship are Kappas.
Thomas will nod and basically say, "I will call her Kappa then."
Excellent.
It doesn't take maybe a few moments. Another door to the study opens up. A tekiao. Most tekiao's scales have a tendency to be purple, reds, and yellows. This one has a collection of purples, reds, and black, or at least really dark red scales, giving her almost a complete black scale appearance, which is a real offset. As she steps in and she looks about the room and sees her compatriot, she smiles. Chico.
Imperlin, I am so glad to see you.
Mwah. Mwah. I'm glad to see you as well.
You are looking well, and you smell fabulous.
As always, and there's a good reason for that.
Of course.
She turns and makes hand gesture to the two accompanying you.
Ah, yes. This is Master Thomas Baron. He is the one. Oh, yes. He is the bosun's mate of the Ember Falls, and they have had the most glorious boon. I know that you'll be very happy.
She'll stop, lean back, put a hand to her chin. And what is this boon that is going to make me happy? I've heard scant rumors that it is a large collection of ambergris.
Did Thomas not show you the sample?
I did see
Or
it,
Tony?
Tony. I did see it, but how much is so much? He did not include that information.
Oh, I won't spoil it. You tell it.
We have to do math for some reason. 9, 8, 7. I have, so Thomas will give her a polite nod, and he'll say, "Well, with the exception of Chico here buying 3 stone of it, we have 7 stone left."
She gives a nod. And a smile. You need help buying the rest.
I would very much appreciate an investor in my fine company.
Only if there's a possibility of some free samples.
Of course you have free samples. I can provide you with as many free samples as you require. And she does like this big flourish of like, you know, like,
Over dramatic.
yes.
She'll turn to look to the two of you and say, point to the table. Then the four of us need to sit down and speak of money.
Indeed, we do.
I'm more than happy to help my good friend here out. Make sure that her business runs well. So, how many gold pieces are you looking for? She will bring out like a arquebus, and she will start doing math, and the four of you begin dickering numbers at this point in time. When it's realized that you are in trading, there is no question of anybody going, oh, he's in training, this is the actual bosun, and this is the officer in question. There's nothing. It's just, okay, well, here's what we're looking for, here's what we're offering. And the two of them acknowledge as if this is not enough. Maybe they don't show it on their faces. Maybe their poker faces are so good. They don't look like they're going to take advantage of you. You don't get that impression by the way they talk. You can make a sense motive if you feel like it, but your first impression is these people are pretty genuine. They want to buy it, they want to get the best deal, and they want to make you the best offer. And so by the entire end of it, you guys settle. Did we have the set amount that we were going to get down to?
It was like close to 8,000 gold pieces for the entire batch.
Yeah, and the cheap stuff we're gotten rid of for how much?
For about, I think maybe, because it was 2/3 of the cheap stuff and 1/3 of the
I'm seeing if
good
we
stuff.
wrote it down.
Not on this piece of paper. This is all story stuff.
Yeah. See if I wrote it down in the notes for last game session.
We didn't destroy a continent. It's not our fault, Soy Mage. Keep looking.
No, I didn't write it down.
Okay. It was about 8
But-
grand. And I'm assuming that we would have probably sold the fodder stuff for about like 3 to 4.
No, maybe like 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, with the amount that they're asking for, and with the amount that you've already got squared away, the entire lot of ambergris is going to be sold for 8,000 gold pieces. And this is what you and Maria have, at this point in time, succeeded in doing as you guys have wandered around. A contract is written out. They give you a writ that is to be turned in to the Bank of Spindelhaven.
Yep.
To collect your money.
Baron's
Two
Bank.
of those now.
Baron's Bank. No, you have 2 writs, not to the same place though.
That's fair, yeah.
And they will schedule a pickup. And so, as you are drifting about and kind of slightly, as you're talking in the room about, oh, this is really great, thanks so much, Maria pulls the Elam off to one side and asks her something in quiet and private. And she gets really excited, and then Maria kind of, calms her down and then comes back over to you and says, well, I'm finished with all my business here. We can take these writs and take care of them as well. If you're ready to get on our way. It is getting later in the day. We could look for accommodations up here, or we can make our way back to the ship.
Thomas immediately thinks of the cabin that he stays in on the ship and goes, yeah, let's find a place out here.
She'll smile. Good.
Excellent.
All right. How much money do you want to spend finding a room? Because it can get kind of expensive. I mean, you could probably find a place that's on the cheaper side for like half a silver.
Something that, one, Maria and I can get our own rooms. And that is, not, I have to wait 2 weeks, Radio, before it like, gets good. gets better than what it is already. Besides, that means Thomas has to shave his glorious stubble that he has. But but yeah, something that has separate rooms that's probably just really nice, and we feel like we're not going to get robbed in the middle of the night.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's easy to do. There
Yeah.
are patrolled streets. The robbed in the middle of the night isn't going to happen up
Sweet.
here. So you probably find something for a whole silver. The two of y'all are going to get a private room each. So you get a decent night's sleep on a fluffy bed with clean pillows and clean sheets. No
Nice.
sweat stains or anything like that.
Oh, yes. One
right.
thing that Thomas misses.
The creature comforts of life. So we
Yeah.
leave Thomas as he gets a chance to, and we'll come back to you, and you can kind of give us some information as we move forward. But we're going to slide away from Thomas and his adventures of making 8,000 gold pieces for the ship, over to find out what Kodrog is up to. Kodrog, you and your newfound friend Clausen have made your way over to the what was it called again?
Ticklish Pearl.
The Ticklish Pearl. It is a rather upbeat looking place. It's mostly made of wood. It's sitting in some scaffolding of another building. So it's part of a building that's attached to another building, scaffolding. Looks like it could almost break away and float off on its own. It's very precarious.
Nice.
But there are a lot of people hanging around, ladies, hanging around near the entrance, waving at people and whatnot. So as soon as they see that the two of you are drifting in that direction, they're like, hey, yeah, come this way, yeah. When you get in, it's not well lit, and you're greeted by a surly looking woman, very large. She doesn't look completely human. She's pretty brutish, and she asks if you're looking to get a room with one of the young ladies.
Or gents.
Or the gents.
So I'm gonna defer to my new friend Clausen.
Will immediately say, when you look to him, he goes, yeah, we want a room. Me and my friend want a room with two young ladies.
Yeah, we really would like a room with a couple of young ladies. How about like, is Angelique available? Because she's just like so lovely, man.
Of course she is.
And her friend, I can't remember. It's the redhead, that one. You know who I'm talking about. Or it was like, you know what I'm talking about? The redhead with the,
Tara?
Tara, yeah, man. Tara and Angelique, they're just.
And he turns
They're
over
very
to
nice.
Kodrog. They're so good.
They're magically skilled.
I'm pretty sure that one of them was trained in Marseille.
Oh,
She
so
was.
excellent. I love a good finger wiggler, and I'll elbow Clausen in the ribs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Don't ever call Thomas a finger wiggler.
It's a bit of a derogatory term for mages, but still, it fits this one just well enough.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like socially awkward with my new friend here.
Oh man, don't worry about it. It's fine. We don't have to have the same room. If you're feeling like, you want some privacy, I totally get it. Don't worry about it. No.
Well, maybe we can get the room, and I'll pat my pocket that he saw the snake oil in, and then I'll say, and then the ladies can join us in a little bit.
Oh man, that's a great idea. Yeah, can we rent the room for like, I don't know, a little while and then
You two want some private time before my ladies show up.
Yeah, is that cool? Can we do
They'll
that?
come around and knock you up in a little bit.
Oh, man, knock me up, yeah.
She looks over to a board. Looks like room 13 is clear. Why don't you two find yourself in there?
That's
They'll
my
be
favorite
around.
room. It's the one with the rose gold, right? Because that's so,
No, that's 10.
Oh.
13's, that's the one in all purple.
Oh, purple. That's a good one, too. I forgot.
Of course. She smiles to the both of you. Enjoy your stay.
Amethyst, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, you know, the ground up a little.
Oh, no, I like to rub it in my teeth. It's like it's really exfoliating. Gets all the grit out. It's great. You should totally try it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely have to.
The two of
For
you
sure.
make your way through a twist of small hallways before you come across room 13.
Yeah.
Purple is a good descriptor. The sheets are purple, the curtains around the bed are purple. It's a four-poster bed that looks like it's seen a lot of action about in the dead center of it. Of the bed, that is. It's got that dip thing going on. There are pillows all over the place. They're all purple. It's different shades of purple, but purple nonetheless. The room is poorly lit by some sort of magical lamp near the entrance, cascading its light out and accenting all of its interesting colors.
And so the spiced iron is kind of hitting you a little bit, Kodrog. Things are moving a little bit, like not necessarily in slow motion, but in like this swooshing motion of just like everything is just feeling so fluid and just like nice. Like you don't have double vision. It's just more like everything is just moving and flowing and just like there's a rhythm to like the universe, man.
Nice. I imagine it's kind of like if you don't spend a lot of time on sea and like you're on deck, that's how it kind of feels.
Yeah.
But got my sea legs on. Okay. So like setup wise, what kind of delivery mechanisms do you use for snake oil?
Oh man, you gotta use the right tools, man.
So I'm not talking to him, I'm talking to you, GM.
Probably best to say, out of character question.
Yeah, sorry, add a character question.
You.
Oh, okay.
I don't think syringes exist.
They don't?
No.
Well, what do they do? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just dab on the tongue.
Oh man, no, you gotta like put it in your bloodstream if you want the real cool stuff. I'm sure there were syringes.
Okay, how about this? You like
Freebase it. What's that?
I think that's just putting it in a napkin and eating it.
Oh, I thought that was parachuting.
I don't know.
You could do the
I
extreme
thought
and just
parachuting is where you put it in a napkin and stick it up the other way.
Is anyone familiar with drug use?
'Cause we're not.
You could.
Yeah, we're all total
if,
noobs.
if there are syringes, which I think there would be only for surgical
But there would be like,
use.
yeah, they probably wouldn't really have like the kind that you would use. So
Yeah. So like the only thing I can think of is
Oh, I got it.
what-
You could actually just kind of like stab yourself a little bit and
was
just kind of like
about to
rub it
say
in.
this.
That's exactly what I was thinking of doing.
I'm gonna mute myself. I see how it is.
I'm sorry, what were you
Probably
gonna
stab
say?
yourself and rub it in.
I kept on being like, no, I would probably imagine the hardcore drug addicts would probably just cut open their skin and
I'm glad
put it
we're-
in there. And you guys kept cutting me off, and I was like, oh wait. And then you said it, and I was like, no.
So you know what? I'm so glad that we're all on the same page with this.
Yeah.
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 Bump.
I haven't heard that one
Hey,
before.
yeah.
So now we're totally all in line.
Yep.
Paige knew what we were thinking. Get out of my head.
'Cause we're on the
And
same
mine.
page.
We're on the same wavelength. So yeah, that's what you do. If you really want to get, you can ingest it, or you can just leave it under your tongue for a little while. But if you really want to do it the right way, you gotta break the skin, man.
Okay, so I'm going to, like, as he's like looking around and be like, yeah, man, and this is like, like, look at all this purple in here. It's so great, and the curtains. So I'll close the door and I'll draw out a dagger.
Whoa, man, what's that for? I mean, you don't really. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Oh.
give me your hand.
Oh man, I'm kind of scared of.
The not so effective way would be like skin scrape it a bunch and then apply it. But like the fast way is.
I thought I was just gonna. We were just gonna like do some scratches. I didn't realize that it was gonna be like the full. Oh man.
Well, I mean, it's the good stuff. You want to take it all the way.
Oh man, you're totally right, man. Okay. Let's do it together though, okay?
Oh, totally. I'll slit your hand, then I'll slit mine.
Okay, alright, dude. So, you know what? I don't like my hands to be bleeding because, like, have you ever cut your hand and then you try to move it, man? And then it's like every time you move it, it just kind of like breaks open and it hurts, it feels weird. So, like, what if we said we do like that? What if instead, like, how about we just, like, I don't know, how about, like, the top of the arm, man? Is that cool? Can we do that instead, man? Oh, no, he doesn't, he never, I'm sorry. It's like, is it cool, bro, if we just, like, do it, like, on the, maybe, like, on the forearm instead of, like, like, the hand? Because I mean, like, yeah, bro. How about, like, right there? Is that cool, bro?
Oh, because you're a working man. You can't have your hands all messed up, right?
No, man. I mean, even if you wear gloves afterward, bro, it's just like it gets all crinkly on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
I just yank his hand and I'll slit it real good.
Ah, why'd you do that, man? Why'd you do that, bro? I told you, man.
So and then I would like to take the knife and just kind of smear his blood on my hand so that it looks like I've cut myself.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, bluff roll that shit, man.
Okay. Let's see if my dice hate me as much today or right now. Oh, so that's a 10 on a 10.
He got a 9, and I don't know if awareness and perception, that might be one of his 10s.
So,
yeah. No, dude, you're doing it wrong. Hold on. So he takes out, like, in his other hand, he takes out his, like, come on. You did me, I do you. Come on, it's fair.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'll give him my hand.
alright. You're like,
Ugh.
There we go. That's some good. Yeah, now you got it flowing, okay? That's what you get, bro, for doing my hand like that, bro.
All right. So I reach into my jacket with my not bloodied hand, and pop the cork, or I'll like bite the cork off the snake oil.
You're gonna be feeling that for a while, man. Especially if you're on a ship and you gotta climb places. Cause don't you gotta like climb up the rigging or something? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. You're gonna be feeling this, and I'll take his hand and I'll pour some of the snake oil into it.
oh. And he had, like, as soon as you're, like, he clenches his fist so it, like, stays in there.
I'm like, okay, let me do you now, man.
Oh, I was gonna do me. Okay. Damn it.
Come on, bro.
All right. I hold my hand out.
Alright, yeah, now make sure you clench your fist real good. That keeps it in there real tight, okay?
Yep.
So, yeah, he pours, like, a big old glob of it on your hand.
And he's like, okay. Oh, man, we got a little extra left. You want to have a real good time?
What do you have in mind?
I don't know. I figure we could drink it.
All right, at this point in time, the first thing they both need to make is a composure test.
Wait, can Can I like squeeze my hand in a way that most of it falls out?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna slide a hand at that because I
Okay.
don't want him to see.
Oh, that's a 15.
Okay, so I got a 9 on a 10.
Okay.
9 on a 10. All right, you're able to get it out. He got a 15 on his composure, which is probably like a 10 on itself.
And but we gotta do
So-
the like noticing though. If he notices that he's
Okay, we need to
wasting
do
it.
that. That's a 15 again
Okay.
and what we already established is a 10 for him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't notice very much. He's lost his composure.
You still get some though, John. You're gonna be high
Yeah.
as fuck in a second.
No, I believe it. So I got an 8 on a 9 for composure.
All right, you're holding yourself together. You can still function.
Yeah.
All right, and now of course you make a toughness save. His toughness should be a 9. He failed his composure, so he can't like force of will into this. So, oh goodness.
He's having a great time.
Oh gosh. I made my toughness save 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Excellent. So you're doing fine. You're
Well,
feeling
you know,
a lot of
he's
effects.
I mean, I wouldn't say fine. Like, you're not a professional, like, concentrator. You're feeling it, and you're feeling it a lot faster than you thought you would, but you think that you're holding it together pretty well.
Yeah.
Nice.
You feel
You have
like
a lot
you
of
are.
confidence in your actions right now. He, on the other hand, is just like
He's
lounging out on the
Oh,
bed.
man. This is, wow. Oh.
You know, and he
Yeah.
opens his hand, and there's like,
He's like
Man,
looking
can
all.
you see the colors, man? Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Can we be like besties, bro? I feel like we should be best friends.
Well, you know, man, if we're gonna be best friends, I gotta come clean with you.
Wait, you're not clean already? You gotta probably take
Not
a
a
bath.
dwarf.
You gotta like make sure you get clean up before Angelique comes because she don't like no dirty dwarves, man.
No. When I bumped into you, and I said that I was going back to my ship, Ironwood Falls. Sometimes I've still got my old iron home on my mind. So,
Whoa.
yeah. I don't know if I'll ever make it back.
Whoa.
Yeah. I really miss Ironwood House.
Oh man, me too, bro. That place was the best.
Wait, you're from Ironwood House too?
Yeah, I think so.
How long has it been since you were home?
I don't know, like 2 or 10 years.
2 or 10 years. Yeah, I will laugh out loud at that. 2 or 10 years. Oh,
sorry, I had to use that one.
that was good. So were you there for the Leviathan attack?
Oh man, that was brutal, bro. That was terrible. Oh man, that Leviathan was like, I totally took a bite out of the ironwood, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was separatists that drew it there.
Yeah?
I mean, that's what I heard.
9. He's failed his composure, and he's definitely under the effects of it.
Okay.
His toughness is probably a 9, so he probably has a penalty.
Well, I mean, shouldn't John have a penalty at this point?
I squeezed most of it out. I only got a baby dose.
Yeah, but have you had snake oil before?
I mean, I'm a sailor. I've definitely had Cannabar.
I'll let you decide.
I'm going to both give them penalties, but not as much as this guy's penalty.
Sounds fair.
So,
Yeah, because I've also got the spicy iron.
Yeah, you gotta start acting a little bit drugged up, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, for sure. But Clausen, it's It's too bad
Yeah,
that I didn't
Kodrog.
know. It's too bad I didn't know that they had it planned.
Oh man, you didn't know? It was
No.
It was like planned for months, man. Like,
Well,
I don't know, like 10 or 12 years. Some
man,
months, man.
that's a long
Yeah.
plan.
Like, yeah, man, separatists, man, they play the long game, bro.
No, I mean they would have to, but it's just a shame that I didn't know because you know, I was in the Merchant Marines, man. We could have had like a whole squad of my brothers there, our brothers, and I'll like slap him on the chest.
Our brothers, bro. Our brothers, bro. I tell you though, some of the brothers, man, they are not cool.
No, but I mean, could that have made the difference if you had a squad of fighters? Could that have tipped the scales? Could you guys have taken the home?
What?
Like if I'd been there, man, could we have won?
I'm gonna let you decide if he realizes what's going on yet.
Yeah, he realizes the conversation at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but he might also be feeling that John might be part of his team. I mean, he realizes, like I said, he realizes the conversation.
Okay, cool. Like, I want you to decide, like, if he realizes there's something wrong or if he thinks that, like, Kodrog's part of his team.
I think he thinks Kodrog is part of his team, and he's just talking to one of his teammates.
Okay, cool.
I think that,
I mean-
that we've got to that point.
All right, I just want to make sure. That's why I wanted to double check before I kept going.
Yeah, man, if we only had, like, maybe, like, I don't know, another couple dozen, like, we probably would have been able to, like, take over the whole Iron Home, bro.
And he, like, slaps you with his bloody hand.
Man.
That kind of hurt, bro. Why'd you have to do my hand, man? I told you to do my arm, like there, like, just, like, but I don't know why you did that.
It's the best way, so you can cup it. If I put it on your arm, it's just gonna drip off onto the floor, man.
Oh, you know what? You're so right, bro. Hey, brother, I think you're really great. I don't know why we hadn't met before, dude. Like, you're so cool, and you're so cool with me crushing your tin like that, and I'm really sorry I did that. I'm really looking forward to Angelique and Tara. They're so great. You're gonna just love it.
Well, hey, man, sometimes fate just crashes people together,
Yeah,
You-
like this.
So, hey, man, before the ladies show up, like, how could I get in and, like, maybe help you guys on your epic counterattack against the Iron Home and, like, taking it this time?
Wait, man, you don't know the plan yet?
No,
I thought
no.
Everybody's supposed to have the plan, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone was supposed to, but, I mean, you know how it is. Sometimes a message takes too long to get to it.
Yeah, man, like 2 or 10 years, man.
Yeah, sometimes 12.
Sometimes
Maybe months even.
12. Sometimes 12, bro. Dang. Yeah, man.
So what is the plan, Clausen?
What is the
So,
plan? Man, what's the plan?
Or like, who can I reach out to?
Oh, man, you know who really knows the shit? You know who really knows the shit, bruh? You know?
No, man, tell me.
Oh, man, Proudbeard, man. Proudbeard?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
Proudbeard.
man, the clan Proudbeard, Thorban, man, he's the best. I don't know how you don't know this guy. He's so great.
No, I remember him. But like, where's he hanging around these days?
Oh gosh. I don't remember. I gotta think about it for a second. Ah, man. Proudbeard. I mean, he's so proud.
And beardy.
And
Of his beard, man. Yeah.
Let me do it.
I'm sorry. That was good.
He's so proud, man. He's so. Oh gosh, have you seen his beard? It like totally comes like a point, like a freaking Marseille wizard hat, bro. Like, boom.
Oh, proud beard in his chin hat, man.
I mean, it drags to his knees, bro. Have you seen it? Whoa.
Yeah. No, I tried to tell him he should, like, brush it way out to the sides one day. Man, he wouldn't have it.
Oh, that would be so epic, bro. Like, what if instead he, like, turned it into, like, a big, and he's, like, twisting his beard and he's getting blood in it and stuff. He's like, what if it turns into, like, this big point, and then he could be, like, and he, like, does it so, like, this, like, almost like a pointy cone, bloody cone, but still, he's like, then it could be, like, oh, man, it could be, like, a spear, and then it could be, like, boom, I'm gonna get you with my pointy, proud beard spear, brah.
Man, you're crazy, Clausen.
Oh, thanks, brah. Ah, you look pretty good yourself. That's a sweet beard.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, but like, Proudbeard, man, I gotta get in touch with him.
I mean, like, can't you just wait till you get, like, the missives? Just, they send out the letters and shit, man. Like, oh, whoa. Hey, are you seeing, like, colors and stuff? I feel like you're not on the same level as me. I think, like, maybe you need to do another hit, bro.
Yeah, here, let me take what's left of that.
Yeah, here you go, man. Hey, you should drink it.
Yeah, totally. So I'm gonna like turn around to the like dresser like counter area and like take it and like pour it in there.
I was just seeing if I could get, like, a critical success, because then he would know, but he didn't, so.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I'm gonna like pretend to drink what's left.
Wow, you are so hardcore, bro.
Yeah, I'm the most hardcore. I'll like flex. I was like, but man, when did the last missive come in? Because I've been out of the loop.
Here. Oh, what do you mean you've been out of the loop, bro?
Man, I've been kind of on the run, switching
What?
places.
Why are you running, bro? It's been like 12 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but they haven't stopped hunting us, man. They're still after
I
us.
don't know, man. I haven't seen nobody. I think you're a little. And he reaches out and he hits you again. It's like, I think you're a little too paranoid, bro. It kind of gets a little bit in your beard because he's like.
Dang it. Out of character, I'm so frustrated. Give me some information, you asshole.
This is what happens when you get super fucked up. Like, you don't realize
man.
you're
This is what
supposed to
happens.
answer questions directly, you know?
This is what happens when
Right.
you take the person you're trying to interrogate to 1, a drug parlor, and 2, a whorehouse.
It's all part of the plan, Thomas. It's all part of the plan. It's coming together so well.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
The city and that's the aisle.
Okay, thank you.
Gosh. Okay.
That's where those letters came from, and that's where he's at.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let me take that real quick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The last hold I was at, I could have sworn I was being followed.
What? Follow, bro? Who would follow you? You're so beardy, man.
Some sketchy dwarf, probably working for the hold.
Oh man, some tweaker, bro.
No, No, man, they're from the Iron Home. They're from Ironwood.
What? They're coming after you, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, bro. Oh, man, brother, let me tell you what. You need to go to Istan, man. Istan is where it's at. That's how you can protect yourself, bro.
Istan.
Yeah.
Oh. So, like, I had to knife the last guy that was following.
No
Like-
way, man.
Yeah, I didn't find his orders, but I found the seal. He was official.
You got it on you. I want to see it, bro.
So I'll fish into my pocket and like pop the seal off of the letter that I got that I had to show to Jonah,
Mhm.
and I'll show him the seal off that.
So he reaches out and he like does wobbly hand for a second until he like touches it and he like takes it from your hand and he like tries not to squish it because it's just a seal.
He's like, oh, shit, bro. That's Toad's Iron Home, man.
Yeah, it's the council's seal.
Oh my gosh, you were totally followed, bro. Good thing you knifed that guy, bro.
Yeah, he won't report back on us.
Oh, man. Dude.
So Istan, like,
Yeah, man, you gotta go to Istan, man.
is that where Proudbeard's at?
Yeah, Proudbeard's in Istan. That's where he sends all the misses from.
Oh,
You know what? You know McCave, man?
McCave? Yeah.
Yeah, he's hanging out there. It's really cool. It's got this beautiful beaches, brah. Like, pristine, brah. So great. Hey, have you ever gone to, like, the real beaches, man? Like, Ironhome don't got no beaches, brah.
I mean, you know, like, I
mean,
got to
it's
travel.
It's got some nice bitches, but ain't got no beaches, brah.
Ah, yeah, man. Yeah. No. Hey, you know what? Did you, while you were at the home, did you hear this one, like, real bad bitch? Her name was Milstrid Stromhessen.
What? Man,
Yeah.
Mary, she's so awesome.
Yeah. You know what she did?
What'd she do, brah?
Well, you know, her being the, Grand Meister Smith and all, she took the Grand Meister's hammer and went down the Leviathan's throat and smashed its heart.
Whoa! Man, Millie, she's a bad bitch, man.
Yeah, it's too bad she ruined the plan, though.
I don't know, man. Millie's pretty cool. I mean, she's so epic. I mean, have you seen her with a hammer, bro? I mean, she's so magical. I would totally hit that, bro.
Well, hey, you know what, brother? Milstrid, she was my great grandmother, man.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Man, you're Millie's great grandbaby.
Yeah. And, you know, it's funny that you got the hots for her because she has a message for you.
No way, she has a message for me, bro. That is so great, bro. What does she say, man?
So I'm gonna pull both of my daggers out now. And stab this guy.
Man, he's
Wow.
dying high in a whorehouse. He's happy.
I rolled what is that?
16.
I rolled a 16. So he's like,
Wow, that's so magical, man. Wow. That's so
Yeah.
sparkly, man. Look how the purple just reflects in those daggers, man. That's so cool. Oh, man.
They're so pretty. Look at the sparkles.
Oh, dude, did you trip or something? Because I feel like you messed up, dude. Oh, shit,
Aw.
dude. I think I'm dying, dude. He grips like your beard super hard with his bloody hand and like brings you really close as like a reflex thing. And he's like, dude, you trip over me. Oh god. Oh, it's okay, bro. I forgive you. It's okay.
Oh.
And then he dies and releases the
That's the most sad death we've had on camera, guys. Top 10 anime deaths right now.
It's okay, man. It's cool, bro. Just tell Millie I think she's hot.
Oh, this poor drugged happy dwarf.
Oh man.
Why'd you kill him? He
So-
was happy. He
So
was
I'm
a
gonna-
simpleton.
I'm gonna wipe his blood off on his clothes, clean my daggers up, sheath them, check all of his pockets and stuff.
You find an envelope with a letter in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, the orders.
He forgot that he had that letter too, I bet. Or else he would have probably showed it to you. Be like, hey man, you didn't get this? Oh.
Excellent. Does he have any possessions of note?
Probably a small coin purse.
He's got some cinnabar on him.
Some cinnabar. He too has got a knife on him.
Some gold foil.
Yep.
Ooh. So, like his cinnabar and his gold foil and his knife and everything that looks like it might be like useful, I'll just line it up on the like the counter dresser thing, so that nobody has to dig through his pockets, and I'll make sure that he keeps enough of the coin to pay for a funeral. I'll put the rest out on the table too.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll just take the letter.
That's very polite of you to leave funeral coinage.
He was a good mate.
Well,
They
you
had
know,
good
like
times.
He's not a bad dude. He just had a different philosophy.
yeah, he's still from the clan. You know, he's from the home. So,
He just picked the wrong side to be on.
yep. He's trying to bring back the monarchy, and we're not about that. We're about the council now. So,
Yep.
yeah. So
Shit, man.
I don't.
Just
yeah, I'm just
murdered
gonna-
a fucker.
Well, you know, welcome to Spindelhaven.
Exactly.
What happens in Spindelhaven stays in
Yeah.
Spindelhaven.
Oh yeah, I make sure I get my wax seal back too, because
Yeah.
Dear God.
I'm not leaving
that's-
that.
No, that'd be terrible.
yeah,
I then send a message to the rest of them very, very quickly.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna slip out of there before the ladies show up.
Do you want to go out the front door?
Did I see any other door?
No, but that doesn't mean you can't wander around through the halls and look for
Um,
something like
you
a
know-
window.
No, I'm not really worried about like the authorities, because Spindelhaven. I'll leave out the front.
Okay.
Yeah, inconspicuously.
Okay.
Are you gonna stealth?
Can I stealth, but instead of trying to like sneak and not be seen, it just be like not look like I just
That
killed
would
a
be
dude?
a bluff roll.
Okay.
Yes, you say.
Cause
Good,
you
then
still
I will
got
do
blood
that.
on you, man.
Well, you did cut open your
You
hand to
got
take some
blood on your
drugs.
shoulder. You got blood
Yeah.
on your beard.
Yeah. Oh, is there like a wash basin or anything in the room? No, of course not, because why would anybody want to be clean at the Ticklish Pearl?
You're supposed to be clean when you come in.
Oh yeah. Well, I was cleaner when I got here then. So, welcome to a typical day at the Pearl. 13 for a 10.
Okay.
All right.
You walk out as inconspicuously as you think you can be.
I'm pretty sure people see him. Their facial reactions are like, "Oh my gosh, look at that." So,
I'll just like hold my hands like, oh, broken glass. Broken glass. Don't go up there. Broken glass everywhere.
fair enough. I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, I cut myself. Start touching my.
Yeah, I touched my
Yeah.
beard and my shoulder. It's just me.
Okay.
I'll even ask for like a towel or something to wrap it in. as I leave.
Oh, okay.
Like some
Gotcha.
napkins. I don't know.
Towels.
Yeah.
They could give you a piece of linen. All right.
There we go.
You skedaddle out, and
Where do you go next?
you do not hear any shoutings of call the guards or the town watch or anything. So you guess you.
Yet.
Yeah.
You
Oh
get
man.
halfway down the block and you just hear a lady screaming bloody murder.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just like walk away, and then once I turn a couple of corners, maybe like jog back to the falls.
Okay.
Straight to
Yeah.
the falls from here.
Go
Oh,
ahead
yeah,
and make
yeah.
your dexterity/balance check or something, because you're high as
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
right now.
Acrobatics.
Oh yeah.
You're still seeing little pink elephants.
You are. It's like
You're a
you are
big
on a
elephant.
stormy sea right now. This
Yeah, I'll
is
take
no
that compliment.
joke. Even though you only had a little bit, you also had the foil. You also had the spiced iron. You are not a drug user.
That's true. I'm not.
What do we get?
So I don't think it's gonna. Oh. A 6 against a 7.
Nice!
Whoa.
Your
I was-
dice have been
I was
very
giving you a penalty of 1, so
So you are stumbly as fuck. Let's
Okay.
be honest here. You're successful. However, people do notice you, but you are able to make it back to the Amber Falls.
I want to take up from here.
Please do.
So imagine the scene. There's the void dock stretching down the way. Quickly, Kodrog is hurrying. A lot is on his mind. He's fighting a lot. He's sweating. His color is gone. He has lost a decent amount of blood. He's got blood on his hand. He's got bandage. He's got blood on his shoulder and his beard. He looks bad. He stumbles up to the edge of the Amber Falls, sees that no one is currently actually watching the edge, and he could probably just make it on quickly enough. So he leaps from the edge of the void dock, grabs onto the Amber Falls, and pulls himself on. But he stumbles. He drifts for a moment and catches himself on a bit of line, and he pulls himself up, right, and sticks his boots back down. And then as he's getting his orientation, he looks left, he looks right, and he doesn't see anybody just yet noticing him. Maybe nobody's really around. But then there's like the shadow, and you're blinking really hard because the sweat is in your eyes, and the shadow stretches across, and it's monstrously huge. And as you realize how close you are to the deck, you lean back and look over. Our gargantuan-sized Arthur stands on the deck looking down at you.
He's like twice the size that he should be.
His voice booms and echoes across the deck. You okay? You don't look okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you okay?
It's like, yeah, I'm alright.
So like I will like reach onto my belt and untie the 2 fingers of dark ale that I got for him, and hold them up and say, "I'll survive. It was a difficult fight, though."
And he hears, "I'm fine."
You're not sure what happens next, but he seems to be confused, and his large clawed Keshan hand grabs a hold of the center of your shirt. Grabbing the alcohol from you, he begins hoisting you, and you move at great speeds, and it gets dark and light, and you're going down below decks. Everything swirls. Suddenly you're pressed up against something. A lot of light. And the bug-shaped face of the doctor appears in your view.
This terrifying visage of insect monster.
And it's all game there.
Meanwhile,
We'll end with the sound of
nice ass hotel. Like, oh, the wine's very good here.
Arthur says, "What's wrong with him?" And the doc goes, "He's tripping balls."
I sent him on a simple errand.
What the fuck happened?
Spindelhaven is a terrible place.
Yep.
I'm more concerned if the word gets out that a dwarf murdered somebody and someone on the ship thinks that it's you, what kind of word would that give this ship and the princess?
I guess we'll
We'll
find
have-
out
Yeah.
next time.
Ooh.
No one's gonna find out.
So, thank you everyone for joining our game.
Yeah.
For joining us on this episode of the Shattered Isles. Our
Episode
adventure.
15.
Episode 15. Man, so thank you so much. We're really excited that you two both have had an adventurous time in Spindelhaven. We will most likely be concluding our Spindelhaven adventure in the next episode.
Oh yeah, I intend to make it pretty short. In fact, I'd like the next episode of the ship leaving.
Depending on what the two of you want to continue to do in Spindelhaven. John, I'm sure Kodrog would love showing his face around.
Kodrog's thinking of like picking up extra shifts.
I have an idea. It's just I need to make it work. And what Kodrog just did might not make it work.
Aw, don't blame your failures on me, Thomas.
hey, I'll say it to the GMs when we're off camera.
We also need to find out what Larry's been up to.
So we got to take care of that.
So everyone who has been watching, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you coming to the Shattered Isles with us. This is Spindelhaven is a really place that's close to our hearts. It's a really cool space to be in. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to our next game session.
Heck yeah.
And we'll have some more adventures for Kodrog and Thomas to get going on together.
Yay!
No more split party.
So, well, let's quickly go around. We'll say some words. What else you can find us on? For me, personally, actually, you know what? Let's start with John. We haven't started with John specifically.
Man, I get to start again. Well, next time you can see me is... Oh, not tomorrow. It's going to be Wednesday at 6 to 10. I'm going to be doing a live stream of Sid Meier's Civilization 6 on our channel, Original Box Set. And so last Wednesday, we started a game as Harold Hardrada as Norway, and we are trying to go for an early game sea warfare domination into religion, science, some kind of a victory down the line. Who knows what'll happen? We still have not even explored the entirety of the world. So come join in for episode 2 of that and see what happens and how the upcoming war goes. We just built a navy, and we're going to use it.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. I'll go next. So I am Cassi. I do GMing stuff on occasion. I also, as my primary source of income, I make soap. I make really awesome soap, especially RPG themed soaps. I'm very excited about it. I'm at a convention right now. Thankfully it's in town. So tomorrow is my last day. You can check out what I have. Please enjoy and love what I do, because I also love what I do.
Yeah, she's really good at it. There's really good smelling stuff, but she's not right now at a con. She's sitting there.
Right now,
Right
in
now.
this moment,
Two
I am
times.
at a convention and I am also here
It's
running
amazing
a game.
skills.
I am amazing. But I also, but this coming Wednesday, both Paige and myself are going to be doing Night Witches again. I'm very excited about it. We've had a 2-week break, and now we're going to get back into it. I play Svetlana Petrovna, a very much zealot of the Russian army / Air Force. I'm very excited to pick that character back up. Monday, however, you can find me and my bestie Sarah playing Besties versus Beasties over on our channel. I've already linked the Twitch TV original box set there. We are going to be playing Ark Survival Evolved, where the two of us run around taming all of the wonderful woodland creatures and dinosaurs while trying not to die in the process.
So definitely check that out. It's going to be whenever she gets off work and is ready to start until maybe about like 9 or so, ish. So yeah.
It's going to be on Monday.
It's going to be on Monday. I'm super excited about it. Anything else that I'm involved in? No. I think I'm good.
Well, there is going to be Shadowrun on the 28th.
That's in 2 Sundays.
Yeah, that's in 2 Sundays.
Mm.
So, indeed. Paige!
Hi, that's me. I'm Paige. You may be distracted by a wizard hat. Let me get rid of that. Hello! My name's Paige. I'm not always Thomas. I usually play a super cybernetic soldier named Voltar and join the Anarchy on Shadowcasters Network every other Monday, which this Monday coming up, I believe, is our next session. We're still in Ares headquarters, and it's insane, and it's awesome. So you should join us for that. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, goes until midnight. Night Witches, Shattered Isles.
That's on Wednesday. Night Witches on this coming Wednesday, the 24th at 9 p.m. Be there so you can see the two of us in action as awesome, badass Russian female fighter pilots.
Yes. And then, I don't know when Friday Night Frights is going on again. I'm sorry, my brain's dying right now. Is it happening next week?
Yes.
Friday Night Frights! On, obviously, Friday. Duh. And, what I do? Oh, my primary source of income is artwork. Buy it, because I have this huge sale going on right now for commissions only that are $10 for full body things. And it's to help so I can buy my mom a Mother's Day gift. Because I'm poor as fuck. So contact me on all of these different locations that you can find me at. I highly recommend you go to my Instagram and look at all my artwork to see if you even like the style first. Also, you can see my beautiful face and my beautiful cats and my bike, Spike. So, you know. But that ends the 30th. And that's coming up. So get your commissions in, because I will still do them after April. Like, if you join on the 29th at 11:59 p.m. and you say, I want a commission, I will take it. So, please, help a sister out.
Definitely.
And that's my spiel, I think. I think that's all of it.
Okay, I'll do mine real quick. I'm running the channel for Original Box Set with making all the schedules. I put the events up as best I possibly can. I'm fixing this coming up Monday. So I've got 2 games on Friday. Check me out over Original Box Set. I like to do a just chatting with Paige, and I'll do just chattings during the week. So please follow our channel to get notification of when we go live. Otherwise, you can go to the Original Box Set's website and check out our calendar. And that's another place to know what we've got going on. I run a bunch of games. It's already been said. We're good.
Yeah. Well, actually, I put that Discord invite into the chat because this game that we're playing right now is the alpha campaign. We are testing out our new gaming system, and
Yes.
you can help us make the gaming system even better by joining our Discord and helping us test out the different mechanics that Max is developing.
Yep.
And by the time we're finished with this alpha campaign, we are hoping that we will be able to be ready to actually write it all down in real life on paper / digital paper so that you all can play it too. And we need your help to make that happen. So please join us on our Discord. Go through what we have. We have our character sheets up and ready on the digital form. Check it out. Let us know how we're doing. Help us improve it so we can make a game that everybody is going to want to play.
Definitely check it out. Start the conversation with me on our Discord. Start talking to me, and I will start talking back to you. My weeks are generally busy, but I make great efforts to get all that stuff taken care of. And I'll walk you around, show you the pillars. But yes.
And I think that's
You guys
it.
want to see something that's super sidetracked? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Want to see something?
Oh, God. It's moving.
Earthquake!
Right there, my cat.
Oh, cat!
She wants in my house, my room.
What is your cat doing outside?
It's warm out, dude. I can't get my webcam back on my computer.
That's okay. So thank you everyone for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks for more Shattered Isles so you can get your fix.
Heck yeah.
In the meantime, join us on our Discord so you can keep up with everything that we're doing, and check out our website, originalboxset.com, to keep up with our calendar. And we will see you on the Shadowcasters Network in 2 weeks. But you'll see us sooner if you go over to twitch.tv/original_box_set. And that way you can keep up whenever we go live on our channel. So, cool!
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And follow Shadowcasters Network if you haven't already.
Indeed.
Do it.
So, have a great night. We'll see you over here in 2 weeks for more Shattered Isles.
I'll see you Monday. Good night.
Yeah, and I'll see you again Wednesday. Okay, bye!
Yeah!
Bye.